Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto x Arachne x Crona x Medusa? Part 2. If you want more awesome fanfiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. We find ourselves with Naruto and Subaki walking through the city. As they were walking, Subaki decided to start a conversation. So Naruto-san? Yeah, I know this is sudden, and I apologize if you'd rather have another weapon. She bowed her head. Oh Subaki, it's okay. I'm happy to have you for a partner. He smiled. Now I suggest we stop by your old home and get your stuff before that idiot tries anything after getting healed up. She giggled. Yeah, let's go. Both headed to the home she and Black Star lived in, with both working on getting her stuff together. She didn't have much since her room was smaller. As Naruto crouched down to heft one of the boxes up, a pair of her panties fell to the floor. She reached down to pick them up, but kept her face turned away to keep her blush hidden. Naruto wanted to pick them up but couldn't. I'll just carry these, she replied, putting them in her pocket. Yeah? Naruto said as he looked away. We can head to your home now, if you're ready. Yeah, let's go. Both walked out of the home with Naruto leading the way. That was so embarrassing. They both thought. We're here. He spoke, stopping at a decent-looking house near the edge of town. Oh, so we are. Naruto managed to unlock the door, and they walked inside as Subaki closed the door. Boy, that was awkward. He thought. Oni-chan? Is that you? Called Crona. Yeah, it's me, Crona-chan. She walked downstairs and spotted Subaki. What's SHE doing here? Well, Subaki and I are partners now, thanks to Lord Death, he replied, setting the box down. Crona continued to glare. Subaki looked away while Crona walked away from them and went to the kitchen. Why is she Oni-chan's partner? She's probably up to something. She can't stand me already, thought Subaki. Something wrong, Subaki? He asked. Your sister is mad at me, I can already tell. Subaki looked away. Well, don't worry. Let me talk to her later on. Well, if you say so. Now we have a guest room, so that might work for a room if you don't mind. Thanks. While they started carrying the stuff upstairs, a small frog hopped into the windowsill and looked around. It followed the two upstairs. It stopped around the corner and watched them move to the guest room. Alright, here you go, Naruto said, placing the bags down. Thank you, Naruto-san. Naruto walked out as the frog stood by. He noticed and nodded to the living room as he and Frog went downstairs. Hello, Iruka-chan. Ribbit. Might I ask, why were you here? The frog poofed before Iruka took her normal form. I don't know. What if I don't want to tell you? Oh? Remember the other time you didn't tell me something? He grinned. No. Naruto gave a grin similar to a fox before pouncing on the girl. Nuh! She screamed out. Subaki heard the scream and rushed down to the living room. Naruto, is everything alright? She said. When she got down there, she saw Naruto smiling while lying on the couch. Naruto? Hey, Subaki. What brings you here? I thought someone needed help. What? No. I just saw something and screamed. Are you sure? Yup. He nodded. Well, alright, she said as she went back upstairs. Naruto waited till she was out of sight and sighed before sitting up as Iruka in frog form climbed out of the couch cushions. That was close, she said, then turned to glare at Naruto. You nearly suffocated me. Sorry, he grinned. But if you had been honest, I wouldn't have tickled you. Yeah, she said with a notable blush. This wasn't the first time he used tickling on her. Flashback. We find ourselves with the younger Iruka and Naruto. They were playing in the water table, both laughing with them splashing each other. Iruka entered her frog form and swam around. Naruto grinned and tried pretending to be a shark and swam behind her. He grabbed her and held her up. Gotcha. Hey! Put me down. Nope, you're my prey and now I'm gonna eat you. What? Yum 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 yum, he said, holding her above his mouth. Knock that off. She laughed. Nope. He pretended to nibble on her feet with her, laughing. Stop. I don't want to be eaten. She laughed. Walking by was Mizune, who noticed the laughing and what seemed to be the odd image. She went over to the two and panicked, thinking Naruto was trying to eat Iruka. She went over and jumped on him. Gah! He cried out, letting go of Iruka, who landed halfway in his mouth. He managed to spit her out. Ah! Yuck! He grimaced, rubbing his tongue. Mizune, stop, Iruka said. The witch blinked in confusion and slowly got off Naruto. Naruto explained to the mousy witch, now I have to wash my mouth. Hey! Iruka said. No offense. Mizun apologized for the misunderstanding. Just for that, I'm not telling you about the thing I found. Snapped Iruka, huffing. Wait, you found something? Yeah, can I see? No, she turned her back to him. Please? She just kept her back to him. Naruto gained a smirk. He reached down and picked Iruka up again. Hey! He held her up to his face with a big grin on it. You wouldn't! He let go with one hand and started rubbing it against her feet. No! Mizun watched as Iruka squirmed while laughing in the hand. She shook her head in amusement. Stop, ahahaha! Not till you tell me what you found. Okay, ahahaha, okay, ahahaha. Naruto stopped tickling her. Now what did you find? I found this strange rock, she said, showing him a turquoise and pink rock. What's so strange about it? Because it glows in the sunlight. Naruto and Mizun gave her a deadpan expression. What? That's the secret? Yep. Both sighed with Iruka looking confused. What? End flashback. Iruka shuddered at the memory. So you gonna be honest from now on? He teased. Yes. I don't wanna go through that again, or I might just do it 'cause I can. He grinned, moving his fingers near her. No, 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 no! Ha, gotcha! He laughed, pulling away. She started to calm down. But the look on your face, priceless. He cackled on his side. She blushed. That's when Naruto felt something scurry on his back and saw a mouse near his face. Oh, hello, Mizu-chan. The mouse let out a squeak before running down and onto the ground before resuming her human form. Hello, Naruto-kun. Iruka-chan, what brings you here? Asked Iruka. I can't visit my two favorite people? Well, you two need to be careful. Naruto whispered. Tsubaki's moving in here. That's why I'm here. They both thought, she can't know the truth. They nodded. That's when they heard footsteps and Iruka and Mizun ran into a nearby closet. Onii-chan, have you seen my trapper keeper? Crona asked. Did you check all the spots in your room? Yeah, but I couldn't find it. That's when they heard a noise coming from the closet and Mizun came out panting and gasping for air. That was foul. Iruka-chan, oh, don't look at me. Of course it was. You were the only one in the closet. What happened? Asked Naruto. She farted, Mizun said, pointing to Iruka. I did not. She shrieked with a blush. Liar! Both butted heads while glaring at the other. A spark of lightning was seen in between their eyes. Yeah, we might want to leave them alone. Spoke Naruto. Agreed. Nurse's office. Blackstar was still in bed. But underneath his bandages was a dark grin as he chuckled in his head. Soon I'll get my revenge. As soon as that stupid voice tells me how. Wait, you impatient brat. It spoke. Yeah, whatever. Shala's base. She was in her lab going through a spell book. Let's see. Ways to turn your cat into a beast? No. How to make water into poison? That's middle school stuff. How to use wet dreams to control people? She felt her face heat up and tore out the page and put it in her pocket. Save that one for later. Ah, here it is. What are you doing? Asked Angela, walking into the room. I found exactly what I was looking for, but I need the ingredients for it. Can I help? Yes, you can gather the things I need. Yay! Shala gave the young witch a list of items she needed. And make sure Mifune or Blair go with you. Okay. Angela ran out with the list as Shala smiled. Angela made her way back to her friends. Mifune was sharpening his blades with Blair snoozing on a couch with Jericho nowhere in sight. Everyone, Shala gave us a mission. What is it? Yawned Blair. She showed them the list of things to get. Aw, do we have to? Groaned the cat. Afraid so. Fine. Ah, this day is perfect. Smiled Megumi as she dropped some sugar cubes in her cup of tea before stirring them around with her spoon. A cup of tea and a book on the anatomy of frogs. She stopped stirring and brought the cup up to her lips and took a sip before noticing one of her frogs hop over. One of the several dozen she had for messages in the event she was busy with something. Sakuya-san is at the door, mistress. It croaked. Oh, well, there goes my alone time. Megumi put the cup and book down before walking over to the front door. Good afternoon, Megumi. She smiled while holding a bag of chocolate frogs in her right hand. Hello, Sakuya. It really must be a good day if you're speaking instead of nodding. Joked Megumi. Hey. She mock-pouted. I'm always in a good mood. True, but usually all you do is nod or grunt. Smiled Megumi before stepping aside and letting her friend walk inside. Oh, that. I only do that to annoy you. She giggled before taking a seat. But if you don't like me talking, I guess I'll just eat these without offering any. This caused the frog witch to start making a grab at the bag only for Sakuya to move it away at the last second. Sakuya, Sakuya smiled and shook her head before she kept tossing the bag out of Megumi's reach and caught it while repeating this pattern to mess with the frog which, come on! I'm sorry! Just give me some! She pouted while trying to grab the bag with no success. She panted and frowned at the smirking witch before grinning and held her finger up. Ribbit ribbit rib-I rib. Sakuya braced herself before seeing the chocolate frogs come to life and burst out of the bag before crawling all over her face, smearing semi-melted chocolate everywhere. Megumi! Get these frogs off me, how about no? She laughed while the frogs continued their chocolate-covered advance. By God! This is the second funniest thing I ever done, Sakuya growled before running to the bathroom to clean the chocolate off her body. Lighten up, Sakuya. It's just chocolate. Megumi chuckled. It's not like you are allergic to it. Right? No. But you know I hate wearing sweets. She called back in the bathroom. So true. Smiled Megumi, holding one of the frogs before tossing it and munching it. Perfect. Oh? So you like goat cheese chocolate frogs? Sakuya smiled while scrubbing her clothes. I prefer all chocolate, but these aren't too bad. She remarked with a grin. But how do you feel about jasmine tea? It's fine. But any tea you make is a masterpiece. Sakuya said, drying her face off with a towel. Glad you think so. Megumi snapped her fingers as the faucets in the bathroom suddenly shot out jasmine tea. Ag! Megumi! She cried as some of the tea hit her in the face, and it was still piping hot. Megumi looked and saw Sakuya's red face look out with anger. Oh? Are you upset? No. I'm furious. She yelled while chasing Megumi across the house with a few bombs in her hands. Learn to take a joke. Laughed Megumi, staying out of her reach. My face nearly got third-degree burns. She yelled out. Oh my, I thought it was cold. Want me to try again? Asked Megumi, ducking past Sakuya jumping at her. Just suffer the same fate as my face. She yelled in anger. She threw one of the mouse-shaped explosives and caused Megumi to go flying before crashing into the teapot with her tea in it. Gah! It burns! Megumi screamed in pain while the hot liquid seared her face. Karma's a bitch. Spoke Sakuya with satisfaction. Megumi started to roll on the ground in pain while babbling incoherent sentences. Oh, for goodness sake. Sakuya walked over to the kitchen faucet and got a cup filled before throwing the cold water on Megumi. Sakuya. Sorry about earlier. Ow. The frog witch said while getting up. Well, it was rude to bring those chocolates. But who retorts with scalding the person's face? Deadpanned the witch. No one, but that scorpion witch. Scorpion witch? Sakuya blinked. Oh. You mean Medusa and Arachne's little sister? Yes. Shala, the bitch that stole my prized toads from me. Especially Aesop. Technically you never found proof that was her. There was a scorpion's tail in one of my dead frogs. With her magic and the stinger, yes, but we have several witches who can copy others' magic. Plus, didn't you taunt them because they didn't have a true theme? Sweat dropped Sakuya. Maybe, but I didn't taunt any during that event. Megumi said while placing some fresh tea into the tea kettle. Just saying, even if it was her, she hasn't been heard for a while, so maybe she's laying low. Or maybe she's raising the dead. Megumi joked. She's not a necromancer. She might be a little annoying to you. She's still their sister, so I wouldn't be surprised if she took after them a little. A little? She experimented on a spider, a cobra and a scorpion when they were younger, and created the first Spyobra hybrid. Megumi shivered. And it tried to eat us in our own beds. I was trying to forget. Sakuya dipped her head with anime tears. Now I'll have nightmares. Both shivered before remembering something important. Hey Megumi, what is it? You know that Mizun and Iruka are trying to date Naruto, right? Oh? You mean besides the fact they always go over there? She asked, sitting down as Megumi got the tea kettle. Yeah. And maybe you know, we can help them? Sakuya asked. Well, I have been eager to see them get together. Especially since they used to all cuddle when they slept over. Smiled Megumi. Especially Dokurin. She smiled. And I seem to remember that we also cuddled with him as well. Well, he loved it when we sang to them or wanted a hug. Of course, he just liked nestling here. Megumi nodded to her chest. Oh? Well, he liked resting his head here. Sakuya said, moving her butt. He even purred like a cat when he slept next to it. So you finally admit to having a big butt? Good for you. Megumi gave a thumbs up. I never said that. But Megumi, you have been getting a little bottom heavy. Sakuya grinned while pointing to Megumi's butt. And it looks like the Grand Canyon now. Let's just enjoy our tea before I start serving mouse sandwiches. Smiled Megumi with a tick mark on her head, or frog legs. Sakuya said. Oh, and is that a picture of a shirtless Naruto on your fridge? She pointed to the picture. Megumi turned and it showed a child Naruto in a small swimming pool with the other girls. Yes, but why are you staring? Oh. Are you secretly a cradle robber? Grinned Megumi back. And what if I am? You tried to kiss Naruto while he was sleeping. Sakuya blushed, says the woman who had no problem becoming a pack of mice and cuddling around him. Smirked Megumi, calling the kettle black. Miss turning into tadpoles and swimming in his bath? Megumi kept up her smile and started filling up Sakuya's cup, but made sure it overflowed with some dripping on her friend's lap. Oh. Megumi! Oops, my bad. Time skip after finishing their tea, so Megumi. Want to check on our children? Hold on. Megumi waited for a minute before reaching down to the floor and picked up a toad before setting it on the table. Alright, what's the news at their home? They are watching a movie called The Princess and the Frog. My lady, perfect. Once we get there, I'll make sure Iruka is the first to kiss him. Grinned Megumi. Oh no you don't. Mizun will be Naruto's first kiss. Iruka, Mizun, Iruka, Mizun, Shurna. The frog said while both witches looked at it confused. What? I thought it was a random name game. Both sweat dropped before Megumi's form was covered in a puff of smoke, and there sat a large gray toad on the chair. What are you doing in that form, Megumi? Asked Sakuya. To get my legs pumping, you could use the exercise, melon butt. Grinned the toad before hopping off the seat and out the window. Hey! Said Sakuya while changing into a mouse and jumping out the window after her. Get back here, Boobzilla! The toad of Megumi's sighed before hopping off to take a nap. They are both going to get their wishes, but not in the way they expect. Naruto's house. Hey Megumi, said Sakuya from outside the door. What is it? Why are we dressed as ninjas again? Well, I thought it would add a little flair. Just accidentally knocking their heads together for a kiss has been done. So we just be careful and make it tricker, okay? But why are we just standing here then? True ninjas don't use the front door. We'll climb the wall and sneak in through the window. Neither do mummies, and look what happened. Sakuya said, remembering a scene from a movie she watched a while ago, The Mummy Returns. They just destroyed the walls like a Kishin on steroids. Fine, stay here then. Megumi started climbing the wall with suction cups. I'll make sure to take a picture of Naruto and Iruka's kiss for a souvenir. Squawk! Yelled an eagle that was nested on top of a rain gutter next to Megumi. Quiet! Whispered Megumi. The bird didn't listen as it started pecking her face. Squawk! Sakuya snickered while Megumi tried swatting it and transformed into her mouse form before running over and climbing rain gutter and jumped on the window's edge. Meow! Said a red velvet cupcake-colored cat on the window next to Sakuya. Oh no! Squeaked Sakuya as the cat licked his lips and grinned. Meow! It said before jumping at the scared mouse which, Sakuya jumped away and slid down the rain gutter before running as the cat ran after her with hunger. Meow! Squawk! Said the hungry predators as they chased the witches into a hole in the wall while they crashed into it, leaving them flat out in pain. Phew! We're safe, spoke Megumi as they walked deeper into the hole. Let's not do that again, Sakuya said while finding a very strange object in the shape of a scorpion on the floor. Is that a witch's camera? Ignore it, we need to move before the movie is done. Fine, Sakuya said while putting the camera into a pocket dimension. Let's get going, Boobzilla. Megumi kept quiet as they saw the hole lead to the living room and spotted Naruto, Subaki, Crona, Mizun, and Iruka on the couch facing the TV. Ah! Look at this, my daughter is cuddling with Naruto. Sakuya smiled. So is Iruka. Grinned Megumi before she started discreetly hopping behind the couch. But who is the girl? Sakuya said, pointing to Subaki. A fellow witch? Not one I've ever seen. Megumi grunted as she started climbing the back of the couch. Hey Naruto-kun, said Iruka. Can you pass the popcorn? Hurry, said Megumi while falling into the popcorn bowl. Sure. Naruto reached over and held it to her. Here you go. Megumi, said Sakuya as Iruka was about to eat her mother. Iruka reached in and scooped some popcorn up and munched on them while Megumi could be seen if her daughter looked straight down. Phew, that was close. Naruto-kun, can you pass the tea? Subaki said while Sakuya panicked since she was behind the kettle. Sure thing. He stood up and walked towards it. Ha! She cried before jumping onto Naruto's shirt and crawling down his pocket. Now I just need to silently tell Mizun what to do, and she'll have Naruto's first kiss. Oni-chan, said Crona. There's a frog in my tea. Huh! He looked down and blinked at seeing the animal. Well, that's odd. Croak. It said before jumping out and onto Tsubaki's breasts, causing her to scream. Eha! Naruto-kun, what did she say? Thought the two witches in anger, she added kun. Thought Iruka, Mizun, and Crona with frowns as the girl jumped up and ran around while trying to push the frog off. Croak. Squeak. It said while a mouse's tail appeared. Not another one of Shala's experiments. Sakuya frowned. Pissed Iruka. Spoke Megumi in a whisper. Mom? What are you doing here? She whispered back. And why are you in the popcorn, for one? It was the only place I could have hid. Even if you almost tried to eat me, Megumi said. And I'm here with Sakuya to get one of you to kiss Naruto. Iruka blushed while looking at Naruto trying to calm Tsubaki down. But how? Just do what I say and Naruto will be yours. She grinned. Iruka nodded while Sakuya stuck her head out of Naruto's pocket and made a small squeak for her daughter to hear. Mizun, Sakuya said while said daughter turned and looked into Naruto's eyes and blushed. Mizun? What are you staring at? Asked Naruto. Nothing. She blushed while Sakuya face-bombed. Mizun, why did you have to get my denseness? Was I imagining that? Thought Mizun. Naruto, said Iruka with a smile. Come over here. Sure, he replied after grabbing the frog and gently set it outside before walking over. What is it? Well, go on. Really? She blushed before Mizun realized what was going to happen and grabbed Naruto's other arm. Get away from Naruto, you toad, thought Mizun with a glare. Iruka, turn on the charm, whispered Megumi seeing the obstacle. What charm? She asked while tugging Naruto's other arm. Pretend to faint and he'll catch you, then surprise him. What? That will never work, Mom. Do it. No need to yell, Iruka said before fainting. Oh no you don't, thought Mizun as she too pretended to faint. This caused Naruto to yelp as they both pulled him down to the ground. Ag, he said in pain. Oni-chan. Crona ran over. Are you alright, Naruto-kun? Subaki said, also running over and helping Naruto up. I'm alright, he spoke standing up. And why did you say kun? Asked Crona with a frown. Well, because he's my meister. She blushed. I can't believe I used that suffix. And they are. Yuto, said the two girls in a small voice. Huh, Naruto, they said again. You two alright? He asked, crouching down. Instantly both girls grinned and sat up. Choo, and kissed him on the cheeks, making Tsubaki blush and look away while Crona's face darkened in a frown. Go Iruka/Mizun, thought Sakuya and Megumi. Naruto's face lit up while the girls giggled. Naruto-kun, they said before glaring at each other. Mine. Well, time for me to head out, Megumi muttered, climbing out of the bowl. Same with me, Sakuya said before winking at Megumi. What? Let's first get out of the house, turn back, and then do a kiss on cheeks and run. Sakuya smiled as she left the pocket and scurried down the hall. Not a bad idea, grinned Megumi following. 2 minutes later. Knock knock. Naruto walked to the door and opened it before smiling. Hey there, Megumi-san, Sakuya-san. Hey, Naruto-chan, they teased. He chuckled and looked around. Everything alright? Did anyone spot you? Nope, Sakuya said. And we have a small gift for you. Really? What is it? This, they both said before kissing his cheeks. Naruto's face lit up again and watched as they quickly transformed into their animal forms before scampering off. Hold on, but by the time he could get his bearings together, the two very happy witches were gone, only leaving a small card with their numbers on it on the ground. He picked it up and put it away while questioning if he was dreaming, since he not only got kissed by 2, but 4 girls. 2 of which were their daughters. You are a chick magnet, the 9-tailed fox thought in his cage. A luck chick magnet. Unknown rainforest. This looks like the place, spoke Free, walking in front of the group while pushing some leaves out of his face. So, what else do we need? Asked Blair. We already have a genie's nail and a minotaur's fang. We need the blood of a chimera, some kind of bone belonging to someone called Kagura, and the head of some bad god. Read the werewolf from the list. You mean Kamisatsu? The swordsman asked. The god of death, the night and sacrifice? The same one. Said Free as a massive mosquito flew by and got eaten by a massive carnivorous plant. Angela, stay close. Spoke Mifune. Oh. Okay. She said, a little scared at the plant. Maybe we should split up? Blair asked. It would go much faster. Yeah, the faster we're done the sooner I can sit back and relax with some booze. Spoke Jericho. Yeah. Blair said while developing a tick mark. Just get going or I will turn you into a woman. Hey, joke's on you. It wouldn't be the first time. Thought the demon weapon. Knock it off. Free growled. We'll split up and get this done with quicker. Who goes with who? I'm making sure that this boy is safe and away from Angela. Blair said with a low growl. News flash beep. I'm probably way older than you. Spoke Jericho with a frown. Really? Well, I saw Aristotle in person. Blair grinned. And he was a really unique philosopher. Whoop-de-doo, you already sound like an old hag. Watch it. Chains for brains. Enough, me, Angela, and Blair will go for the manticore. Spoke Mifune. Why with you? I chose him. Blair pointed at the demon weapon. And you don't need me around. I just wanted to be sure Angela is safe. Ask Free to help. Nah, I work better alone. Spoke the werewolf. Same here. You two can babysit the brat. Spoke Jericho. That got him tied up by some rope before being dragged by Blair. You're coming with me. We'll go after the bone. Spoke Mifune. And I'll acquire Kamisatsu's head. Free said with a toothy grin. But what if get lost? Asked Angela in worry. Don't worry, Angela. Mifune said while picking her up and onto his shoulders. I'll protect you. When you're done, just head back to base. Spoke Free. Fine, but don't expect Shenny here to remain a man. Blair said walking towards the east. The two males almost felt bad for Jericho. Almost. The last three headed out in two other directions. In a temple. So, another chakra user is coming? Said a voice. Let him come. Outside. The bones should be in that temple. Spoke Mifune looking at the old ruined building. Mifune. What is that? Angela said pointing to a 10-tailed monster with a woman on its head. He turned and saw it was a large statue. Possibly some form of respect for what this temple might have been made for. Or just me in one of my moods. Said a voice from behind them. And my ass doesn't look that big. Both turned around with Mifune getting in front of Angela with a serious expression. What? I mean no harm. Unless you plan to use my lifeline as a weapon. The woman asked as her three eyes looked at them with a small glare. Who are you? Asked Angela in curiosity. Oh. The rabbit goddess, Kaguya. She said while smiling. Is she yours? In a way, yes. Now explain yourself. Spoke Mifune keeping a hand on one of his swords. Well. It might take too long, and this temple does have bunnies. She teased. We just came here for a bone. The bone of Kaguya. One of yours, I assume? Oh, you mean my creator's bone. Are you trying to start another 10,000-year war? She said while her third eye glowed a dark red. Angela grew nervous and scared at the eye while Mifune frowned and was ready to pull out his swords. Sorry. She said as her third eye closed. That particular memory still irks me. I don't know what happened, but if you try anything, I won't hesitate to kill you. Came Mifune's cold tone. Kill me? But I'm an eternal being of chakra. She laughed while petting Angela's head. I don't know why everyone is ticked off at my appearance. I love children. Mifune gripped the handle, but stopped when he saw Angela smile and didn't move, at least not yet. You know, I had 2 sons, and they sealed me in the moon because I was. Well? She started to blush. In love with them. Mifune blinked and covered Angela's ears. Can we just get the bone? You never answered my question. Why are you here and what is your purpose at acquiring my bone? She said while picking Angela up and placing her on her shoulders. Ah, so cute. We need the bone for our boss. Spoke Mifune a little calm seeing Angela didn't seem bothered by the woman. And yet you don't know why you want it. She said while smiling. That bone was enough power to start another war among humans, one that will never end. I'm just following orders. Now are you going to tell us, or do I have to look for it myself? You're a samurai, right? Kaguya asked. Or are you just a hitman? His eyes widened and frowned. That's not the issue here. So you are a samurai. Funny, my first husband was one too and he tried to kill me on my wedding night. That was mean. Spoke Angela. Yes, it was. He did so because he was a fraud and a lazy man who couldn't even handle a sword, much less his famed 1001 Blades of Heaven or something like that, Kaguya said. Anyways, if you need my bone, you'll find one in the room when you enter. Ah. I wanted to stay with you. Mama, Angela said with a frown. Ah. Kaguya smiled while holding the child with her arms. You called me Mama, how sweet. Mifune smiled at the warm scene and slowly walked towards the temple. Oh, and Mifune, Kaguya said while tickling Angela's stomach with her fingers. Look out for falling rocks and sharpened spikes. He nodded and walked inside and looked around the vast walls, each covered in strange symbols like a giant raccoon dog and a six-tailed slug. He saw an old bone on the ground and walked over, but felt his foot press down on a hidden switch. The switch activated and the picture of a nine-tailed fox opened up, revealing a very disturbing was of a great war with both witches and some kind of ninja against hordes of mutant monsters led by a monster with 10 scorpion-like tails. Just as Mifune was about to leave, the sounds of gears was heard as a rather large boulder came out from a nearby wall. He pulled his sword out and grew serious as it came at him before jumping up and swung down and landing behind the boulder as it split in two. He was about to leave with the bone in hand, but something caught his eye. Inside the boulder was a large sword of iron that not even a regular human could hold. Impressive. Oh, my old blade, said Kaguya while holding Angela's hand. Ah, that brings back memories of killing both evil humans and evil supernatural spirits. Good times, good times. I didn't take you for a sword user, he remarked, walking over and grabbing the bone. Well, I was trained by a crusader that survived hell while I just created the Dragon Slayer for fun, Kaguya said while walking over and holding the blade with just one arm. Oh, and this blade helped start the badassery trend. I'm not even going to ask, he remarked, putting the bone in a container. Oh, since you didn't turn into a bunny from touching the bone. You are father material, Kaguya said while carefully wording the fiancé portion. And I'm coming with you. Hubby. No, you're not, we're going, he spoke, walking out of the temple. Let's go, Angela. No, she said while hugging Kaguya. Not without Mama. Mifune was surprised and looked at Kaguya. She's really taken to you, and fast. Yep. And that makes me happy. Angela Otsutsuki, such a nice ring to the next princess of the world. Kaguya smiled. I'm a princess, beamed Angela. Of course. Especially since your mama is the head of the Otsutsuki. Along with your papa here. Kaguya smiled while looking at Mifune. Mifune blushed and rubbed his head. Can I let this happen? I need to keep Angela safe, but we need to get back to Shala's base. Oh, hubby. I need to say this, you are my husband, but if you break my heart or try to kill me on our wedding night, Kaguya said while her third eye opened, I will end your time as a man. Now hold up. I never said I was your husband. He got out. But you just said that, Mifune, teased Angela. He blushed as both girls giggled. The point is, me and Angela need to leave now. You can't since, well. Kaguya pointed to the entrance, now covered in giant vines. Those plants will shoot poisonous toxins that would take down an elephant. Mifune frowned and held his sword before Angela ran over. Wait. Can't we take Mama with us? Please? Yeah. Please, Kaguya said while both girls looked at Mifune with the infamous bunny eyes of cuteness. Mifune felt his resolve slowly break down before slumping in defeat. All right. Yeah, Kaguya said while grabbing the swordsman and kissing his lips. Now stand back. This blade can cut even armor. She spoke as the Dragon Slayer was pointed at the vines. She ran over and swung it, causing the vines to shred to bits with one swipe, along with some parts of the temple as well. Wow! Mama is so cool! Angela yelled out in excitement. Not bad, remarked Mifune. Thanks, hubby. But I seem to be a little rusty. If I was at full power, this temple would have been cut in half, she boasted. Oh! But before I forget, don't be surprised if my form vanishes. Mama? Angelia asked in confusion. Are you a ghost? Well, in a way, yes. My body is sealed in the moon, as I mentioned, and any remains of me on this planet each have some part of me in them. Like a shadow? Asked Mifune. Or a parasite? You mean that failed creation Zetsu? Then yes, Kaguya said while rubbing her head. That creation is too, well, mother-obsessed. She then patted Angela's head. But don't worry, I might vanish, but as long as there's a small piece of that bone, I'll still be here. Mama, she started crying before hugging her. Don't go, please. Kaguya smiled and hugged Angela back. Don't worry, sweetie, I'll still be here. Mama. She smiled. I love you. Kaguya kissed the witch's forehead. I love you too, Angela-chan. Then an unexpected thing happened. Both Mifune and Angela gained a mark on their hands, a crescent moon with a small circle next to mark of the long-forgotten Otsutsuki clan. Now we're one big happy family. Smiled Kaguya before her form started flickering before disappearing. Mama! Cried Angela with tears in her eyes. I'm still here, my child. Said a small voice from the bone. Don't cry. So you'll be in there for the time being? Asked Mifune. Yes, hubby. But if I find out you are using me for evil, I will slap your ass to oblivion with my Dragon Slayer. He paled and gulped as they walked out of the temple. Oh, and is Angela-chan a chakra user? A what user? Chakra. The foundation element of ninjas and other creatures, including me, the first user and practitioner of chakra. She's witch and can use magic, but that'll happen when she gets older. Oh? Magic? Haven't seen a witch since the bastard Azura tried to use some kind of attack on me when I was trimming the branches of the god tree. I have a bad feeling about all this. Thought the swordsman. Hubby? Is that bastard still around? Kaguya asked while leaving the temple and re-entering the rainforest. No, he was beaten by Lord Death years ago. Yet I still feel his aura. Somewhere to the north, I believe. Wonder how the rest are doing? With Blair. You're a woman! Yelled Blair as they sat on a now dead chimera, with the demon weapon in a female form due to the creature's blood affecting her to the point of changing bodies again. Now I've been one before. Shrugged Jericho. Yet you're flat. Blair smirked, pointing to Jericho's chest. Flat as a cutting board. Still alive. Now let's go before I see if cats really do have 9 lives. Grinned the demon weapon. Fine. Jericho, Blair purred while taking a sample of the beast's blood with a syringe. Said woman growled as they left the corpse with the blood. With free. AG. You bastard! Yelled the monster bat with 8 eyes. You will pay for harming a god. Yeah. Spoke Free in his werewolf form. Now! It said while charging up a blast of dark energy from its mouth. Die! Free just grinned before forming an ice pillar under the god as it shot up and impaled into the creature. Why? Oh, you bastard! The god said before succumbing to the injuries and slumped head. Free smirked before jumping up and cutting the head off. I curse you. When the moon hands high, your nature shall be destroyed by the flying serpent. The head gasped before falling silent. Whatever. Shrugged Free, putting the head in a container. Not knowing that the next full moon was a month from now. Naruto's house. Hey Naruto? Spoke Subaki. Yeah? Said Naruto while reading a book. Should we try resonating our souls? If we're going to be partners from now on, we'll need as much practice as possible. Naruto was silent for about a few minutes before nodding his head. Good idea, okay. Subaki said before turning into her chain and sickle form. Ready, Naruto? He nodded and grabbed them before closing his eyes and focusing. He tried imagining both their souls with a small spark as they slowly touched, and he swore he felt something before a sudden backlash came out, and he dropped Subaki, who went back to her human form as they fell unconscious to the ground. Mindscape, welcome, said a voice as both Weapon and Meister/Witch started to wake up. Welcome to my prison. Both looked around and saw they were in some dark sewer-like area with an enormous cage in front of them. So, you are my jailer, like your mother before her, said the voice from within the cage. Who are you? He asked, looking in the cage. I am Kurama, the 9-tailed fox, it said as it revealed its massive form to the pair. And you are pathetic. How? He asked with a glare at the beast. You can't even use chakra and you have no experience at women. Chakra? What the hell are you talking about, furball? See what I mean? The fox said to Tsubaki. He's pathetic and doesn't even know his heritage at all. What heritage? His true mother's heritage. The way of the shinobi. What do you mean, true mother? Asked Naruto with a frown. You were adopted because of the circumstances of the night you were conceived. Liar! My mom is the one who raised me, growled Naruto. I'm not one to lie about this, especially since I talked to your foster mother about this topic years ago. The fox said while an orb appeared in his hands. This orb will show you the events before and after your conception. You're right. Naruto looked away with a frown while Tsubaki walked to the orb in curiosity. Just like that blue-haired bastard, stubborn and hates the truth. The fox Jared. Now come over here or I will show Subaki your wet dreams about her. Subaki blushed while Naruto growled. I never had any dreams about her. I hardly even know her. No wonder you are so antisocial. You blurt out the most harshest of human language for no reason. Kurama glared. Just come here now, stupid fox. He grumbled, walking over. Yeah. Call me stupid when I'm older than most of humanity. Now touch the orb and don't act like Black Star. It's really getting annoying. He frowned before both of them put their hands on the orb and felt a rush of memories entering their minds. A few seconds later, now do you believe me? Naruto Uzumaki Nami Kazi Gorgon. Both the teens' eyes were wide in shock while Naruto sat down. Well? I'm waiting for you to be humble. The fox smiled. Hello? Fish cakes, so it's true. My mom, birth mother, died. He frowned in sadness. Yes. But she wanted you to live and become happy. Will you disregard Kushina's final wish? Of course not. I just need time to let that sink in. Oh, by the way, about your soul resonance. Try using my chakra until you regain your ability to create and mold it. Will that really work? Yes. I once saw a magic user with Shikaku in her and well, how do you think the Sahara was created? The fox explained while growling at the mention of the insane raccoon dog. How do I use your chakra? Simple. It's just combining external and internal energies, like nature and your own spirit. Naruto gave him a deadpan expression. What? That literally didn't tell me how. God. Just think of it as a steam engine. The natural energy as the coal, the fire as the inner body, and the steam as the result. Give it a try, Naruto. Smiled Subaki. I agree with the girl. Try it and who knows, you might raise the dead with the large chakra amounts you have. It joked, somewhat. Scratch that, don't raise the dead. What do I look like, some necromancer? He frowned. No. But some ninja have developed techniques to summon the dead, create mini black holes and summon death himself. Naruto closed his eyes to focus. Naruto. Your hands. Subaki said while looking at a ball of orange energy forming like a mini tornado in Naruto's right and left hands. Naruto looked and jumped before the energy dissipated. Ah, the Rasengan, just like your father. The fox smiled. And in both hands too. You are a natural. Huh, didn't expect that. Well, you are the son of a village hero, even if your Lord Death turned him into a doll. A doll? Subaki asked, confused. Yes. Lord Death turns some souls into dolls and well, uses them like action figures. The fox sweat dropped. That's sick, growled Naruto. Not really. He makes sure to break the evil souls and cares for the innocent souls, like your birth father. Mr. Kurama. Can we get out of here now? Yes. But just answer one question. What is more important, power or family? Family. Spoke Naruto without hesitation. Good. You have my respect. But remember, don't be a bitch star. I'm nothing like that brat. Scowled Naruto. I know that. But you were acting a little like him earlier, so keep that in mind, harem master. The fox grinned before the two disappeared and returned to the real world. Real world. Naruto and Subaki slowly sat up and saw they were back in the house. Naruto. Are you okay? Subaki said with concern. Yeah, but all of that. Wow, yeah. But I believe that you will be a better ninja than Black Star. Subaki smiled. So ready? Yeah, let's see if we can get it this time. He spoke as she transformed into her chain scythe form. Okay, she said in her weapon form. Oh, and do you really dream about me? No. That damn fox was trying to piss me off, I bet. Growled Naruto. Oh. She replied. Alright, let's try to resonate. Soul resonance. They cried out as they felt their souls becoming one with each passing second. As this occurred, an orange glow enveloped them as Tsubaki's form grew longer and more demonic-like. The silver metal changed to black while small red eyes formed on the handles. Naruto, said Subaki in a feminine demonic voice. This feels great. Naruto-kun. Subaki? You feeling alright? He asked in surprise at the suffix and tone. Yes, Naruto-kun, she spoke while her inhibitions disappeared and her inner voice became dominant. I'm just great, especially in you powerful hands. My master, he blushed. Maybe we should stop. No master, why stop when I can show off my curves, she purred while turning into a sword with a single eye in the center, while black lines covered the blade like rust. Well? Sexy? Well, you do look pretty cool, he replied while finding this awkward. Any other forms or is that all? Just 3 more. Master, she smiled while turning into a smoke bomb with sharp teeth, a shuriken with shark's teeth, and a combat sword with a fox's head and a fully naked Subaki picture on the blade. Well? Beautiful and sexy? Master, that chakra might be messing with her head. Not really. It's just showing her inner self, said the fox head. And hey, fish cakes, what the since when can you speak to me now? Since your adopted mother allowed me to be your familiar, he sweat drop. Master, I love you, Subaki said before Naruto cancelled the soul resonance and returning her to human form. Naruto. Did I? Yeah. He nodded, looking away. I'm sorry, Naruto. Please don't they team, she said while blushing redder than Kurama's fur. I don't hate you, but we may need to be a little careful when we resonate. Yes. Naruto. She smiled while hugging Naruto. Thank you? For what? Letting me stay here and letting me be your weapon. Ah. Young love. Teased the fox. Way to go, harem lord. Shut it, fur ball. Make me fish cakes. Ring. 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 When a nearby telephone next to the kitchen wall. Call from Arachne, New York. Let me go get that. He walked over and grabbed the phone. Hello? Hey, it's me, Arachne. Hey, auntie. Sorry for calling you, but I kind of need a favor from you. What is it? He asked curiously. My daughter is feeling ill as of late, and she wants you to be her personal doctor for a while. Naruto made sure Subaki wasn't listening and whispered. Can't Mosquito Gigi do it? He's out of town and Dokurin really wants you to be with her. But I'm not a doctor. I still hate taking medicine still. Are you really going to let my daughter die from this if it's discovered to be a life-threatening virus? Spoke Arachne. And I thought my own sweet little nephew was more warm-hearted than that. This caused Naruto to freeze up. Well, are you going to help or should I just let my innocent child die from your selfish actions? Well, you're being kinda paranoid. I mean, who's to say it's not just a simple cold or flu? She is coughing up spiders and blood, she growled. Naruto gulped, and could tell his aunt was probably scowling. Alright, I'll get over as soon as I can. And next time, you could just say that to begin with. Good. Oh, and one more thing. This disease somehow gave her the lower half of a spider as well. Alright, odd. That, and she started making dolls of you from her silk. Arachne smiled. Anything else I should be concerned about? Just one. She started eating flies. Alright, I'll try to get over as soon as possible. Excellent, now goodbye my foxy mage, and don't forget to bring some tea bags with you, she said as the phone disconnected. He put the phone down and sighed. Subaki? Sorry, but I gotta leave. Family matters? She asked. Yeah, Dokurin's a little sick and my aunt needs me to look after her. Oh, can I come? She asked. He stiffened up and kept his voice calm. No need, my aunt specifically wanted me to come. Besides, this way you and my sister can get to know each other. Hopefully not too much. Okay. Besides, Crona was asking me to cut her hair today. She smiled while inwardly frowning that she couldn't come. See? You two can use this for some bonding time. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to get a cab to get there. Wait, Subaki said while giving Naruto a peck on the cheek. For good luck. He blushed and nodded while walking out while Subaki blushed crimson at her bold move. Outside Arachne's castle, Naruto sighed in relief as he reached the castle via his mom's broom and walked to the entrance. The door opened revealing his aunt. Welcome, Naruto. Hi, auntie. So where's Dokurin at? He asked. Same room as always, Naruto, but mind the webs. She smiled as Naruto walked into the castle. And maybe watch out for my daughter's kisses. Naruto walked down the hall to head to Dokurin's room while we cut to said room with a dark figure tying more silk on her latest doll. Naruto-kun, she purred while creating the doll. You are mine, forever. Nurse's office. Medusa was currently working on some paperwork when she felt a cold chill down her spine. Naruto, be careful. On his bed, Black Star sat up after feeling his body all healed up and started taking the bandages off. Now, get to the library and research madness. Black Star nodded and got up before walking out of the infirmary. Good, soon you will be a god among all. The voice smiled. Well, of course. He grinned, entering the library and frowning at all the books. I hate this place. What a baby. Just get the books, read them, then leave. I know what I'm doing, thought Black Star as he walked to one of the shelves and looked across the titles for what he needed. Oh, there it is, the Book of Azura, the voice said with a smile. Black Star stopped and grabbed it before walking over to a table and opened the book. Now read it thoroughly or else the power you seek will never be yours. Heh, after I'm done with this, I'll put that bitch and that punk in their place beneath me. He grinned reading the book. Arachne's castle, inner halls, outside Dokurin's room. The dark figure of Dokurin giggled as she set the object in her hands on the bed. It was a small Naruto doll with, well, a tux on its person. Naruto-kun. As she marveled at her work, she overheard footsteps nearing her room. Dokurin-chan. Are you okay? I heard that you're sick. Naruto called out while walking towards the door, which was just a wood door with spider drawings on it. She grinned and her form moved to the perfect spot and giggled. Yes, Naruto-kun. So I can come in? He asked while looking at the drawings with nostalgia. Ah. It brings back memories. Go right ahead, it's unlocked. Naruto walked in and saw a room covered with webs and a very pink room with various dolls, each one looking like a very familiar person like his mother, and for some reason, a very sad-looking Crona with a butler's outfit. He walked in and shut the door while noticing a doll looking like him on the bed. Hello, I'm Mini Naruto. It smiled while getting up, via very thin spider webs, and waved to the real Naruto. Let's be friends, said Male stepped back. Alright, that's weird. Are you afraid? Well, MN asked as a doll version of Dokurin, in a maid's outfit, appeared. Oh hey Mini Dokurin-chan. Hi Mini Naruto. She waved. How's life? Great. But Big Me is looking at me like I'm a dead resurrected corpse. MN said pointing to Naruto, who was confused at the sight. Alright, how are you talking? Is Dokurin playing a prank? He asked looking under the bed. Ever heard of love? MD asked while poking Naruto. Well I love Mini Naruto here. Well I love Mini Dokurin. MN said before they hugged each other. His sweat dropped while not noticing a dark shadow on the ceiling moving the thread. Oh, and Naruto. MD said while hugging MN. Master's here. She and MN dropped lifeless onto the ground out of nowhere as a figure crashed onto Naruto. Gah! He groaned while feeling the large weight on his back. Naruto-kun, the figure said while looking at his eyes. I caught you, Dokurin? He spoke in confusion. Why did you drop on me? Because I wanted to. She smiled while getting of him. Like my body, cough. She then coughed some spiders and a little blood. Oh sorry, anyway like my body? It's beautiful, right? Naruto turned and saw her lower body was that of a spider with 8 legs and a large abdomen. Like it? It's a Goliath bird-catching spider. She smiled while gesturing to her lower half. All the better to catch Naruto-kun with. He gulped seeing her dark eyes and tried crawling back. Dokurin? Maybe you should sit in bed and take it easy. Your mom said you weren't feeling that well. I'm fine. She grinned while moving closer while grabbing him and hugging him close to her breasts. As long as you're here, I'm alive with energy. Naruto blushed at the hug and feeling her chest. Dokurin-chan, too close. She ignored him while hugging Naruto tighter. Oh Naruto-kun, you've been so mean to me, especially when you ignored me for some girls with flat chests. Damn, she's way clingy compared to usual. Remarked QB. And I wanted to be there for you all the time. Dokurin grinned while hugging him closer to her breasts. And I'm your big and cute cousin. How do I get her to get off me? Tickle her? Perfect. Naruto reached over to her side and started brushing his fingers across them. Ha ha ha! She cried out as webs started covering both of them. Stop! That tickles! Naruto was about to make a run for it, but noticed the threads were more compacted than he thought. Since, well, both of them are now stuck together. Hi Naruto-kun. She smiled before nuzzling his cheek. Damn it! Look what your suggestion did. What? I thought you like it, QB asked while laughing. I need a way to get out of this. Well, I got nothing that won't start with S and end in X. You're a giant fox and that's it. I'm a fox, yes, but I'm also a perverted demon. You get it? It frowned as it broke the connection. Naruto frowned and did find the closeness nice, but he needed to stay focused. That's it. Duh, I can use my black blood. Are you sad? She asked while nipping him on the neck. Because I just paralyzed you. Like the rats. She pointed her head to the corner while a rat was dead and in a puddle of black blood laid next to a spider doll. Shit, he inwardly panicked, feeling his body start growing numb. Think, no black blood, no suggestions, but... That's it. QB's chakra. Sorry, it's my day off. The fox said before disconnecting the link again as Dokurin started smiling and nuzzling faster against his cheek. Naruto-kun, I like this situation. She smiled. Let's make it really perfect. Wait. Why are you so clingy? I know you like me, but Naruto was interrupted by a dark frown from the Spider Witch. Is it someone else? Did another girl get their claws in you? What are you talking about? He asked, confused. What other girl? You know who? She yelled while Naruto saw her canine teeth started growing. Who? I don't know what you're talking about, he said, unnerved. Maybe she'll calm down? I don't know. She yelled while multiple eyes started appearing on her face. But I will never let them take you. Naruto panicked seeing the dark eyes. Calm down, Dokurin-chan. She then coughed a little and a baby spider landed on Naruto's face. Sorry, Naruto-kun, please. She sniffled. Don't leave me alone. Well, I doubt I could with this. He nodded to the thread. Dokurin looked at Naruto with sad eyes. Please, just spend more time with me. I'm just lonely. He frowned at seeing her sad look. I didn't know, Dokurin-chan. It's fine. You have more girls to look after. I can just step into the shadows like always. She nuzzled lightly against Naruto's cheek with a sad expression on her person. Well, why not come and hang out with us? Nothing says you can't. Dokurin looked at Naruto with a hopeful face. Really? Even if I'm creepy? Well, where'd this come from? No one ever said you were creepy, and all of us hang out and have done that since we could walk. She lightly smiled before kissing Naruto's cheek. Thank you, Naruto-kun. He blushed as she nuzzled him some more. So, can you cut us free now? No. I want us to stay like this for a few more hours. Plus, she smiled. I want to be with my Naruto-kun. He blushed brighter before she resumed nuzzling him while he still couldn't move his limbs. Naruto-kun, she thought in her mind while nuzzling her love with a smile. Shala's base, inner sanctum. Just one more little glass eye and... The scorpion witch thought out loud as she worked at her desk. It's done! Yo, Shala! We're back! Called Jericho's voice from the entrance. She turned around with her hands behind her back. Come in, the door's open. Why now? She heard the sounds of the doors opening before some footsteps came by and a knock was heard. We got all the stuff you needed, just put it on the table and leave, she said as the sounds of items landing on the table was heard. Hey, careful with that. Those ingredients are extremely rare. Free opened the door and popped his head in. Sorry, Sha. What? She glared while said werewolf saw a strand of blonde hair behind her. Please don't look at it. Please no. What's that? Shala sweated a little. What are you talking about? Shit! He raised a finger and pointed behind her. That blonde hair. Oh? That's a blonde bunny. Yeah, it's my new experimental bunny bomb. Just take that answer. A bunny bomb? Yes. It's just a side project for She sweated more only for Angela to run in and grab what was behind her, which was a Naruto doll with a scorpion's tail and clothed in a wizard's cloak. Hey! It's Naruto-kun! Smiled Angela. Shala glared. Give it back, you damn child! And stop touching my Naruto-kun doll! Angela reeled back and started whimpering. Sorry, Shala-san. She glared while grabbing the doll, only to accidentally hit a secret compartment on the wall and well, the bookcase was replaced with a shelf of various Naruto dolls, some small and others the size of a small child, each one with the same theme. They were in a tux and had a scorpion's tail. Free's eyes widened and his jaw dropped while Angela looked at them in awe while Shala went pale. Naruto-kun! The chameleon witch cried out while running towards the dolls and started hugging them. Shala-san? Can I have one, please? Sure, just keep this between us. She got out while turning to Free with a glare. And I mean all of us. Got it, Free? Yes, Shala! He said in slight fear as Angela ran over and hugged the witch with a smile. Thank you, Shala-san! She said with a heart-warming smile, said witch couldn't help but smile and rub her head. It's fine, and sorry about yelling. But this needs to stay a secret, alright? Alright. She smiled while looking at the doll. Can you teach me? Teach you what? How to make Naruto-kun dolls, she said while hugging the doll. They are so cute. Of course. She smiled. Yeah. She jumped with happiness. Thank you, Shala-san. Shala? Free asked. Can I leave? Free paled before running out the door, while Angela gave one last hug before skipping out with the Naruto doll close to her chest. Shala sighed and walked over before sitting down on the bed. She then looked at the new Naruto doll and hugged it tightly against her chest. Naruto-kun, she thought before grinning darkly as her thoughts turned on a dime to the revival of the Kishin. Soon, I will bring the world to its knees with madness, with Black Star. Look at you. Azura grinned as Black Star started to break the necks of some small animals and consume their souls. You're a natural at eating lesser lifeforms. These taste like crap, muttered the teen, wiping his mouth after swallowing the last soul. Well, it's either this or attacking a tiger, and with your luck, you would die before you could outrun it. The being laughed. Ha! I could beat one with one hand, boasted Black Star, standing up. No. You couldn't. He deadpanned. Now once you start eating the souls of bigger animals maybe, but start from the bottom of the food chain up. Yeah? Frowned Black Star as he trekked deeper into the woods. Oh, also, a gift for you, it said as Black Star's teeth started to bleed as something sharp and painful started pushing them like a jackhammer against his gums. Ah! What are you doing? Cried out the teen while watching as his teeth started to fall out with some blood, and groaned as it kept on going. Oh, I'm just giving you a new set of teeth, it said as the pain increased as several front teeth started falling out and onto the ground as several dagger-like teeth started coming out of the blood-covered stumps, with each tooth producing enough pain to cause a normal human to die from said pain, since the blood loss and the teeth's toxic venom hitting the gums were driving Black Star to literal madness. Sweet music to my ears. It was a perfect choice to add cobra venom to the new god's abilities. Ah! Screamed Black Star, who leaned against a tree while breathing heavily to try and ignore the pain. As the pain started to subside, Black Star started to get pissed off at the sudden change. The best way to lash out. Chasing a nearby fox and biting the creature with his new teeth as the creature's body started to melt until it was only a soul, which he ate without hesitation. How does it feel? Azura asked with a grin. Having the power to kill with a single bite? Feels great. He grinned while licking his lips. Well, for every soul you eat I will give you a small gift. However, it will be painful, more painful than this. Azura laughed. Now it's time for you to start chasing deers. Black Star laughed out loud before running deeper in the forest with a dark glint in his eyes. Naruto and Dokurin were still on the floor with Naruto ticking the minutes by in his head. This is a really odd day, Naruto-kun. She smiled while nuzzling his cheek. Thanks for caring. Anytime, Dokurin-chan. She smiled again before falling asleep. I really hope someone comes by and helps me out of this webbing, or you could savor this moment. The fox chuckled in his mind. After all, you are close to a girl that likes you. Can it? Yeah, no, he chuckled. If your aunt stops by and takes pictures, then maybe you should worry. Shit! Naruto thought while thinking of her spiders chasing him before injecting him with venom that did God knows what into his body. Spider. Why spiders? Could be worse, it could have been sharks or ghosts. Not funny! He mentally yelled before noticing that something was moving inside the webs. Oh no, spiders, or it's her legs. The fox deadpanned. Really, that's the only thing in the webs. Dokurin's lower body slowly shrunk and fused into human limbs as she twitched a little in her sleep. Naruto-kun, he sighed before seeing the door open and saw a short man with a pointed nose and a top hat and butler's outfit walk in. Hey Gigi, he whispered. Little help here. He just blinked before walking away. Sorry, but I have to get Arachne-sama's tea ready. His jaw dropped before his eye twitched. I'll remember that. Maybe putting itching powder inside his pants, the fox suggested. Or a mousetrap in his shoes? Ooh, that's good. He grinned before hearing Dokurin groan before seeing her eyes slowly open. Ugh! What happened? She groaned before noticing Naruto's face near her own and blushed red. Naruto-kun? Why? Oh crap, hey Dokurin-chan. He greeted before seeing her eyes roll into her head and see her faint right on him. I'm going to say this. You are one lucky son of a bitch! The fox laughed. Not helping. Naruto mentally yelled. A few minutes later, Dokurin groaned as she slowly woke up. Ugh! That was an odd dream. Naruto-kun was next to me. I still am. She went wide-eyed before again blushing red. Naruto-kun! But... oh my head! Let it be a dream! Please let it be a dream, don't faint again. He spoke with a sweat drop. She gulped. Okay, Naruto-kun, now hold still. I don't want this to hurt. What are you talking about? Naruto closed his eyes and tried tapping into the QB's chakra with him slowly glowing and felt his nails grow before stabbing his palm and felt his black blood rise out and angled it right before it formed his weapon and cut through the web in one go. There we go. She moved her arms and stretched before looking ready to hide under the bed. This is embarrassing. How you feeling? Fine. I want to just hide in a hole and die. Naruto stood up while Dokurin ran under the bed. I'm sorry, she said from under the bed. I'm so sorry, Naruto-kun. Easy there. I'm not upset or mad. You were feeling sick and couldn't control yourself. He spoke looking under the bed. But I blurted it all out. She cried out with a blush. Why me? Why? Look, what say you come out, and we'll forget all that happened, deal? She just remains under the bed. Please? No, she said while moving deeper into the bed. Come on, what's it gonna take to get you out? She gulped. A what? A date. She blushed red. He blushed in return. D-date? Yes. A date. And to... She blushed red. Get more attention. I say take her offer, spoke the fox. After all, it might help with that shy problem of hers. Damn it! I hate when you're right, aren't I always? He grinned. And who knows, you might get funky dash. No, you realize your own sister likes you, right? Naruto blushed and blinked. I just thought she was being extra close. No. She likes you. Hell, why do you think that she attacked Black Star with a funking chainsaw? I thought she was just trying to help Dokurin. Holy. Oh man, I think I'm gonna pass out. Don't. The fox sighed. Just don't. You need to man up and take responsibility. Hell, this isn't taboo. You were adopted into that family, thus you aren't committing incest. Naruto winced at the mental yell. Also, you can have your sister, cousin and your female friends because you have a big heart, and you can tell them this before they go Yandere mode and kill you and by extension me. The fox growled. So this is basically you trying to save yourself. His sweat dropped. Well, in a way technically yes, you're in a holy. Yep, but I'm your holy. It laughed. Oh, also, if you can bed them in the future, I'll let you have a gift of your choosing. I'm not gonna make this into some weird wager, even if I don't know. Put perverted images of turtles funking you. It grinned. Oh, the screams that will be heard. Fine. Just don't do that, you blasted fox. Good, now get to work. I have some sleeping to catch up on, the fox said while breaking the connection. Sure, Dokurin-chan. She smiled while still blushing as she got out from under the bed. Thanks, Naruto-kun. I'm dreaming. No, then he would be naked. Cue fainting girl into Naruto's chest. He caught her and sighed. Gonna have to see if we can fix that on the date. Wait, just where should I take her? I've never been on a date before. Try just taking her to that club the flat chest's father heads off to. It's perfect. No way in hell. Then try something she likes. Like a insect house or a spider farm. I might know one in the witch realm. Then go there and remember. Don't funk it up. Naruto growled while the connection was cut. I hate that fox sometimes. Naruto's apartment. Subaki's POV. I was currently sitting in front of Crona, who was in the middle of a book she had been reading for the last half hour. So that's how it's done. Crona said out loud. While I don't mind hearing people reading out loud, it's kind of annoying at times. Crona-san? She turned around. Yes, Subaki-san? Yep, still cold. For some reason? Really, what did I do? Oh, that. Really, it was a in-the-moment part. How was I supposed to know she was hiding in the bushes when Naruto-kun left? If you're going to stay here and not doing anything, you could just leave. Spoke up Crona, and she's blunt. But Crona-san, I kind of want to, get to know you better. And to try and break the tension between us. She raised an eyebrow at that. Oh really? I nodded. I think we might have gotten off the wrong start. Yes, you did, she said bluntly. I sighed at that. But you think we could move past that and be friends? I mean, it would be nice if we didn't act like acquaintances all the time. Absolutely not. She spoke before returning to her book. Why? I asked while foolishly taking the book away. Really, why the cold shoulder, Crona-san? She frowned and took the book away. Because you come and stay with us without any warning at all, and why would Lord Death make you Naruto's partner? We don't need any weapons when we can make them. I sighed sadly at that. Lord Death did that because our souls are compatible. And I gulped. Black Star was becoming dangerous to both our well-being. She just frowned at that even more. He was acting like a Kishin. And if I stayed with him any longer, I might have been either abused or worse. Well, considering what he tried with my cousin, I just assumed he was a crazed jerk, but to hear that, I'm surprised. I sighed heavily. Yes, and his ego. It's clouded his mind to the point he thinks that I'm useless. Don't cry. Don't cry. Not in front of Crona-san. Crona looked at me for a bit with cold eyes before they softened slightly. She sighed and put the book to the side and sat up. Look, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna be living here, I don't want to see anything going on between you and my brother. I looked at her in surprise. But, fine. I will try, Crona-san. But if Naruto-kun does have, a relationship with me or someone else, please, don't get mad. I gulped at that, since seeing Black Star getting attacked by a chainsaw is damn scary. I mean, if I was that close to him. She looked me over like some kind of greyhound before nodding. All right, I will oblige to those terms, but... She glared at me with a dark frown. I will be keeping an eye on you, Subaki-san. If you go out of line with brother, I will make sure you never see him again. Yep. Really scary. Got it. Good. She took a neutral expression. As for what we could do right now, there's always TV. I nodded before turning on the TV, which had a channel on Fox's. Ironic. So, Crona-san, want me to make some popcorn? She thought about before nodding. Without butter, please. I nodded before heading to the kitchen. Crona's POV. I can't believe I'm giving this girl a chance. The fact she kissed Naruto without hesitation shows she's interested in him, even if it was a spur of the moment. I should have just gutted her like a fish, but after that little compromise, coupled with the sob story, I relented. But I'm still watching her like a snake, and also, why does a weapon want to be friends with a witch? It's really an impossibility. Popcorn's ready, she called from the kitchen. Please let there be no butter. I hate butter, it's so fattening. And brother will find me. No, don't think about it. Thanks. I called back as she walked over and sat down next to me. Looks like there's no butter, so that's a good sign. She smiled at that. Anytime, Crona-san. Oh, how cute. If she didn't kiss. Calm down. Remember the compromise. I reached in and popped some in my mouth. Nice and plain, perfect. So, Crona-san, she asked me, why do you not like me, besides the thing? Damn her for reminding me of that. Because you kissed my brother like you were already a couple. I was angry at that, since he's my brother. I frowned. I don't want some girl to suddenly assume something like that unless I personally make sure I've checked them myself. She looked down at that. I understand, and again, I'm sorry. I guess it was a spur of the moment. But I kind of got a little intoxicated by Naruto-kun's soul resonance. Wait, what? And it made me too bold. I wanted to wait until we were more acquainted before kissing. She's honest, but why would she? Oh, brother's black blood. It made her temporarily insane. I mean, sure, he's nice and handsome. I said that out loud, didn't I? No, duh. You did, but I will not get mad at that. All right? No fuss making a big deal over something we agree on. Which is kind of strange. But if I do want to get that close to him, I swear I'll talk it over with you first. I made a smile at that logic. That sounds reasonable. But here's a tip. Don't try buttering me up. It doesn't work. Unless it's brother, that is. Oh, how he makes good ramen. So what should we watch? Good question. Oh, I got it. There's a movie on Channel 32. It's called Witches in Heaven. Huh, right, never saw it. It's about two witches that die but go to heaven. While there they meet a blonde angel and help him solve crimes relating to angel killing while they try to seduce him. Kind of like me and Dokurin with brother. She looked puzzled at that before blushing. That's indecent. Relax, there's no scenes like that. But they do make it clear they like him. She beeped her head. How so? By giving him gifts, winking at him, rubbing his wings, and risking their life for him. And kissing him at the end, but better not spoil it. Oh, right. She blushed with a chuckle. As she changed the channel, she saw the hero getting flashed by them. Oh, right, forgot about that part. What the? You said there wasn't anything indecent. I was talking about in the bedroom. This is as far as they show close to that. Really, with her breasts she could try that. Oh. It's still indecent. I mean, flashing is just. She blushed red. Wow, she never tired that. I did that when brother was playing with Mizun. Oh, that was fun. Until they started to do that for a week. Don't worry, it's not that long, she sighed as the movie continued. You know. She is kind of nice for a weapon. No one's POV. Subaki sighed as she watched the movie, cringing a little from the gore and flashing scenes. Just endure them and it'll pass by in no time. Just as she thought this, the movie changed to the witches taking off their clothes with the hero blushing like mad. Subaki blushed bright red and covered her face with a pillow. Oh, come now. Crona chuckled. It's just stripping. It's a natural form of affection. She grinned. And this is my favorite part. The movie then showed the hero getting undressed as the screen went to the credits, and the loud sounds of moaning and thrusting was heard in the background. That's way too lewd. They actually have an uncut version of this on DVD. She grinned. Want to see it? And she tried to say before Crona put the disc in and fast-forwarded it to the end, and it was extremely lewd. Take a good look. It's going to be in your head every waking moment of your life. Crona laughed. I love teasing people. She blushed brighter before running out of the room. Hey, come back. The scene's not done yet. I don't care. She'll remember it. But if she thinks about her and Naruto in it, things are gonna be intense. DWMA Death Room. So why did you call us again? Asked Spirit confused. Spirit, Stein, I was curious as to know if you two had seen or heard anything regarding where Black Star is. Spoke Lord Death. No. Stein said. Haven't seen him, not around Death City or the DWMA. I thought he was in the nurse's office after starting some trouble. Spoke Spirit. Not exactly. Death said. He just happened to suddenly vanish along with the Book of Ajura. Isn't that the book that allows one to create Kishins, including the owner? Stein asked. Yes, it was written by Ajura himself before I sealed him, but I never found out where he hid it. If it was found by Black Star or someone, then we might have a problem on our hands. What does that mean, Lord Death? Asked Spirit. Well, it was written that if one were to consume smaller souls like, say, a rabbit, then the person would gain that creature's traits. Eventually, from eating larger creatures, it will become more Kishin-like before it finally consumes a pure soul. Then, a new Kishin is born. A sense of dread filled the room at that last part. Wait, Black Star is hard-headed and doesn't even like reading. Why would he get the idea to try and find a book like that? Questioned Spirit. I have no idea. However, it's possible for Black Star's negative energy to call up a dark spirit that would help him, so said Spirit would take his body at the last second. But it's just a theory. What should we do if we find him and he's become different? Asked Stein with a serious tone. Then reap him. Death said with a cold tone. He is a danger to the entire world if he continues this path of self-destruction. Even the witches will fall prey to his hunger if not stopped. He turned away. I really do pray it doesn't come to it. I don't want a child to become like so many others. But if the time calls for it, you have to treat him like the other Kishins and stop him, without hesitation. Both understand the situation and nodded. Anywho, Death said with a normal cheery voice. Did you know that Naruto just had a successful soul resonance with Subaki? No, but I'm glad to hear that. Spoke Stein. That was fast, but it was odd, he said while the mirrors showed the incident. And out of character. Both looked and were quite surprised at Subaki's change in personality. I want you two to also see if you can look into him and the others who can make their own weapons. I've never seen this before and it has me puzzled. See if you can find some info on them and just how they can do that. I think their blood might be connected, so see if you can get a sample and look it over. But be discreet. So no dissection? Asked Stein. No. Death's sweat dropped. Just to take some blood out. Well, what if they get suspicious and try to avoid it? Asked Spirit. Either lie, fight, or tell them the truth, he said. But if it comes to fighting, then do what you have to. Yes, Lord Death. Oh, and I found out something, Spirit. Death said with an unseen grin. It's concerning Maka. What? Is she alright? Does she have a disease? Did she get a boyfriend? He cried out in shock before scowling. I'll kill him, actually, he sighed. She got a girlfriend, I believe it was Liz Thompson. Spirit paled before crumpling to the ground like stone. I was joking, he said. It was actually Patty. No, wait, it was both of them. Spirit found himself entering heaven as his spirit left his body. Lord Death, maybe that was too much, remarked Stein. Not really. Plus it's all true. He chuckled. Saw them kissing in the halls vis-a my mirror one time. Well, if he's already dead, can't let his body go to waste. He remarked with a grin and glint in his eyes. Don't even. He frowned. Or I will reaper chop you. Spirit stood back up and groaned. I had no idea my little girl was less lesbian, said Stein. No, bonk, just stop. Death frowned while his hand showed smoke from the impact to Spirit's head. It's done and over, so deal with it. Ow, now go along you two, Death said. Oh, and congratulations for Maka's new relationship. Stein dragged Spirit out with said father, not sure to feel worried or congratulating her since she picked something up from him. Medusa's POV. I was in the middle of washing some of the clothes in the basement where the washing machine was, and inwardly sighed, since you'd think for them being older her kids would do their own laundry. Especially with Naruto. Really, it's like he goes through clothes every day. Plus his underwear is somehow sticky when I find them. Maybe he's penned up or something? Well, he is getting up there, I thought. I wonder if he has wet dreams about some special girl. Maybe me. Nah. That's just me talking. As I put some pants in the machine, I saw a small card sticking out of one of the pockets. Maybe it's a library card or something? I reached down and picked it out while seeing the pants were Naruto's. Did he go get a library card? Who knew he was interested in reading all of a sudden? I then saw something that made my eyes go wide in shock. A set of numbers with 2 lipstick marks on it. And it looked really familiar for some reason. Don't Sakuya and Megumi use those shades? I thought before the gears in my head clicked. They gave him their numbers. Alright, relax, maybe they did this to get in contact in case he needed something. But the sight of the kiss marks started making me feel pretty angry for some reason. I turned the card around and saw something that confirmed my suspicions. Call us Naruto-kun if you want some fun. My eye twitched while I tore the card up. Oh, that's it. We're gonna have a long talk now. I then walked up the stairs and grabbed my broom before going outside and took flight. They will answer for this. I made sure to keep cloaked so no one could see me and entered the witch realm through a secret passage a long way away from the city. Megumi/Sakuya joined house. I landed on the ground as I walked up to the door and rung it. I tapped my foot while feeling my anger rise before seeing Megumi open it with her usual smile. Oh, Medusa. How are you? She asked before Sakuya popped up with a piece of cheese in her mouth. How like her. You two inside now? I spoke without hesitation and in a cold tone. Wow, do I sound like my old self? Okay? Sakuya said while finishing the cheese and getting some crumbs on my face. Disgusting. All 3 of us walked in while I shut and locked the door while discreetly forming a vector plate outside pointing towards the house while doing the same to the back door and windows. Sakuya looked at me while with a confused look on her face. So what's the occasion? Oh wait. You got married, right? No. But apparently you two are trying to hit on the same guy. To be clear, my own son. I spoke with my eye twitching more. I found the paper with your numbers and even lipstick marks. And let's not forget, and I quote, call us Naruto-kun if you want some fun. Both went wide-eyed at my statement. Well, you see, we kind of like him, Megumi said with an unusual blush along with Sakuya. My eyes widened and all went silent. Naruto-kun knows. Sakuya gulped. We kind of kissed him as well. I'm really close to killing them now, but I stayed calm and logical. Oh? Then you can tell me just when and how you came to like someone half your age. I walked over and sat on the couch without taking my eyes off them. Well, we just fell for him when he was 10, and after seeing Mizune and Iruka falling for him we kind of got jealous, but it wasn't for sex. We just wanted to kiss him. Nothing more. I gritted my teeth hearing the sex part. The fact they let that word pass through showed it was a possible factor. And just what is it that you like about him? His kind nature. Sakuya blushed. And his will to protect. Megumi blushed. He's everything our dead husbands had before getting reaped. Ah, well, I can understand except one thing. And you thought crushing on a boy, half your age, would be no problem? Kind of, but we could wait. Witches can wait a long time since we are semi-immortal. Sakuya pointed out. Can't blame that logic. Much. I stood up and put up a smile. Well, I can understand those reasons, but there's one flaw in your logic. I slowly felt my familiars slide down my arms with the heads fully forming while letting out hisses. They gulped at the familiars. We forgot to ask you, Medusa? Gulped Sakuya. My expression became cold and sadistic. Bingo! My familiars shot over with their fangs open while they reacted and jumped while the snake heads crashed into the floor. Did you really think I'd let you go after my son without talking to me? We're sorry, it slipped our minds. I frowned at that. Well, let's see if this slips your minds. Several arrows rose up and aimed at them. Vector arrows. They panicked at the arrows before turning into animal forms. Please don't kill us. Please, yep, groveling. The most sincere form of humiliation. Wow, I'm still the same, in a way. I sent the arrows flying at them and caused another hole in the floor while they scampered off to try and take cover. They hid under the table as my familiars attacked them and caused them to run like mice and frogs. Forgive us, please. We will do anything. Just forgive us. Where's your pride as witch? I smirked before Megumi resumed her regular form and inhaled before spitting out a purple goo. Vector shield. 4 large vector arrows rose up behind me and crossed together and blocked the poison. Just as the poison dissipated, I saw that Sakuya was gone. Mouse cannon, she said from behind me before I was hit by a large mouse in the back. Damn it! I always hated that one. Frog punch. Megumi yelled before I got punched in the face by a green fist. Why does she even use that move? It must be illegal or something. Medusa, just calm down. Oh, I'm not angry. I'm pissed. Just calm down, please. Sakuya said. Let's just compromise here. Alright? Oh, we can compromise after I string you up by your insides. I yelled before firing vector arrows in random directions. If I can't end them, I'll at least ruin their house. Damn you, Medusa! Mouse missiles. Sakuya yelled as thousands of mice started to fly at the arrows and neutralize them. Funk her! And funk her, mice! Please stop. You're causing the whole place to come down. Please, Medusa, just calm down. Megumi said as I get madder and madder at them. Funk you! I yelled, sending all the arrows flying at her. Frog shield. She yelled as a large frog egg appeared and covered up the arrows before it turned into tadpoles. Okay, I'm still dumbfounded by that spell. I was so focused on her I didn't see Sakuya lunge at me before feeling a pain in my arms and saw cuts on them while seeing lasers extending out from her fingers with a cold, serious expression on her face. Either calm down or we have to knock you out, she said coldly. Your choice, Medusa. I glared at her before realizing I was outnumbered. While I could try to beat them, it would just leave me either out of magic or knocked out. I receded any arrow I had out with my familiars going back as tattoos on my arms. Good, Megumi said. Now let's just compromise. I really hate today. I already have one. I smiled. You either stay away from my son, or Aruka and Mizune become orphans here and now. Punch! Punch! Damn it! That hurts like hell. And it was my eyes as well. How about this? We show you that we can be trusted with your son, or we will just punch you hard in the gut. Sakuya growled. I narrowed my eyes. If you two are looking for men, just go for someone your age. I heard the senior center is fine this time of the year. Punch! Shut the funk up! Yelled Megumi. You really are getting into deep shit, Medusa. Plus you have a choice. Act rationally or become enemies. And what would Naruto think when his friends suddenly have to leave because of your attitude? I looked away since she did have a good point and sighed before sitting down on the still standing couch. Fine, I will let you try to show me how much you really care for Naruto. But if you try anything, I will end you and use your souls as familiars to a pig. Both nodded before punching my gut. That's for threatening our children, and for the senior center comment, I frowned. However, I want to make sure that things don't go too far. We agreed to wait until later for that to happen. Sakuya frowned. It's just kisses and hugs for now, Megumi said. So don't worry, Medusa. Well, I suppose trusting them for this wouldn't hurt, even though they did that behind my back, and I care for my children a lot, and my initial plan to plant some of my snakes in them to prove my point might be going a bit far. So, Medusa? Sakuya asked. Want some tea? Maybe some blood cookies? Oh, my favorite. Focus. Maybe one wouldn't hurt. Of course, Sakuya smiled at me before going to the kitchen. Oh, and Medusa, Megumi said. I know you're protective, but try cutting back a little. You might accidentally kill somebody. I frowned and crossed my arms. Alright, I get it. It's just, even though I've helped train them a little, they're the things that helped change me from what I used to be. I don't want to be that woman again, and I don't want to lose either of them. Then let them grow. She sighed. They will have to face the world eventually, and they need to make their own decisions. However, she smiled at me. You still can be the mother that they love so much. Besides, Naruto and Crona are happy to have a mother like you. I smiled at that as Sakuya walked back in with the cookies. Plus, she grinned while whispering in my ear. Naruto really loves you a lot. I hate them so much, but after we're done, we might want to get this place cleaned up, remarked Megumi, looking around at the damage done to the house. Yeah, Sakuya said. So you can do the holes in the walls while we do the floors, okay? I can help, remarked Maba, poking her head up from behind the two. Gah! I screamed. Lady Maba, don't do that. The other two patted their chests from the surprise, and I couldn't help but smile. Karma! Lady Maba then surprised me by grabbing my broom and cleaning the floor. My broom's not a cleaning broom. As for the ceiling, her lone eye glowed green before we saw numerous runes come out in rows and streams while picking things up and magically healing up holes and cracks before we saw the place look the same without any indication of a fight. That was amazing, Lady Maba, Sakuya said. I didn't expect that. Time and space are small things to me. That's kind of true. Lady Maba's eye is a powerful source of magic after all. You were causing so much noise I could hear it all the way from my house. You have a house nearby? Asked Megumi. She deadpanned. Yes, a small cottage down the street. I did always find it odd how no one actually saw her near a home. I guess no one bothered to ask. Now if you excuse me, she said while walking away. I have some potions to make. What kind? Asked Megumi. She turned and chuckled. Love potions. Before walking away. Wow, maybe Naruto would like some, joked Megumi. I glared at her. Don't even try. Oh? And you would? Sakuya teased. It's official. I'm this close to feeding them to my snakes. Now. Megumi chuckled. Medusa doesn't need one. She already loves her children and vice versa. Plus, if she got a love potion, she would give it to some love-struck weapon or something. Yeah. That would be funny. Sakuya laughed. Note to self. Get them tied up and suspended over a pit of vipers. But in all seriousness, Medusa, be honest. Have you thought about finding someone? You know, a husband? Asked Megumi. I blushed at that. I'm just waiting for the right guy. Oh? Megumi grinned. Well, from what Naruto-kun told us when he visited us, you actually like redheads. She blushed and frowned. For your info, maybe I do like redheads, but the idea of finding a husband is just that, an idea. Oh? Sakuya laughed. Then you are a very essay. I saw Megumi cover her mouth. Oh, it's nothing. And we never said getting a husband. Just a boyfriend. You literally used the term husband. I replied with a sweat drop. Oh, right. But still. Try dating. If you find that special someone, then wait before the proposal. She said with a frog-like grin. I don't see men lining up to ask me out from my past history. Besides, as soon as a guy hears a woman has kids, they bolt. Then find a bachelor, Sakuya pointed out. One that had experiences with kids of their own. Wait. That could work, but the only person that matches that profile. Oh, sweet motherfunking hell. Him. That death side spirit. Why me? I don't think that'll work either. Why not? Both asked. Oh, if they only knew, because he's a, womanizer. Both just looked at me before laughing. And just why are you two laughing? I frowned. Must resist urge to send my snakes at them. Oh, sorry, but I remembered our husbands being womanizers. But they did that because they have emotional issues before meeting us. Like my husband was dumped by a human girl for getting her dress ruined. Sakuya laughed. And my husband was married to a stubborn bitch of a witch that divorced him during their first year of marriage. If you date him, we can start our own club. Snickered Megumi. Or. Sakuya chuckled. We can help you rein him in a bit. That's how we did it. You two are seriously thinking about helping me get with someone who's been who knows many women? It's official, these two spend too much time on crazy stuff. Maybe, Sakuya said before becoming serious. But give this guy a chance. One chance. Then you can either date, or dump him if he tries anything. She has a point. Somewhat. I could do a single date then see him he's a good person or not. Ugh, but why spirit of all people? So what do you say? Asked Megumi. Want to try a single date with this guy? I sighed. Alright, if it'll get you two to relax and not panic, I'll give him a chance. Both nodded before giving me advice. Try to listen to him, and laugh at his jokes. But most of all, drink lots of whiskey. I crossed my arms. Not happening. Fine, but if he offers you a glass, don't refuse it. Megumi sighed. It's considered rude. I figured that ages ago, if it's all said and done. Sakuya pointed out. Let's finish the blood cookies before they get soggy. I sighed at that before taking a bite of the cookie. Well, maybe they are better friends than I thought, and if he grabs at your ass, knock him out and say it was the wine. Smirked Megumi. Thanks. Scratch that. Sometimes they are annoying, same with the knockers. Sakuya teased. I'll keep that in mind. Not, also, if you find yourself naked in a bed. Just panic. Megumi said seriously. And come to us if that happened, I'm sure. I'm not going to do that. It's a first date, not a funking. Well, I'd better get going. I still need to finish the laundry. Okay then. Sakuya smiled. We won't let you waste any more time here then. I can already tell these two are gonna start gossiping the moment I'm out the door. Oh, and Medusa. Megumi said. Tell Naruto and Crona we said hi, okay? I sighed at that before getting up. And pocketing a few blood cookies for the road. Will do. I left the home and walked down the road. I wonder how the kids are doing. Arachne's castle. No one's POV. Naruto sighed as he walked through the door. Dokurin was following while they entered the dining hall with Arachne sitting at the table and noticed them. Oh, she said while finishing a newspaper. Looks like Dokurin's healthy again. Yes. Mother. Dokurin said while looked away from Naruto. I'm fine now. You sure? 'Cause with all the noises I heard I was tempted to send Mosquito in just in case you were getting rowdy. I'm good. She yelled before unexpectedly hiding behind Naruto. Sorry, Mother. Arachne looked perplexed at the outburst. That never happened before. Why the split change in personality? Me and Dokurin were planning on heading out. She might need some air to help her feel a little better, Auntie. Oh? Well then, have fun. But don't forget to bring Dokurin home by midnight. They nodded and walked away while the witch smiled behind her fan. Looks like she finally confessed. Good thing that spider potion worked like a charm. She chuckled in her mind. I'd better get my camera ready after they come back. Naruto and Dokurin were heading to the nearby Golem Town since going to Death City just for a date would take too long and be a hassle when there was already a place nearby. So Dokurin-chan. Where do you want to go first? No idea. Anything would work for me. Well, maybe they have a nice cafe. He suggested while they walked down the street with all the numerous civilians wearing the long brown gloves used to make all the golems that walked around with them. That sounds good, Naruto-kun. She smiled before seeing a small golem the size of her leg walk up to her and waved before walking away. It's really a nice town, although the people are a little like the golems. He thought while seeing some of their bland expressions. Sometimes I wonder if they're really human or just some advanced golems just meant to look like people, or they could be cannibals. The fox said. Like from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Nah, they don't give off the vibe. He thought while they reached some sort of cafe shop with a large chimney in the back and with a golem standing next to the door. Assistance? It asked while wearing a maid's outfit. We were wondering if you had any space for us. Spoke Dokurin, calculating. Yes. We have two in the back. It said. Near the basement. Cannibals. Does it have good lighting? Asked Naruto. Yes. Table? It asked in a monotone. Yes. Spoke Dokurin. Follow. It said turning around and walked inside. In cafe, the room was only lit with very dim bulbs and looked like it used to be a hunting lodge as several animal heads and taxidermied animals littered the room as the basement door led to a dark area that smelled like mildew. Spoke Naruto with awkwardness. Wow, this just got really awkward. I'm telling you, these people are cannibals. Just look. I think there was a fox somewhere in here. Naruto-kun? Spoke Dokurin. Sorry if I messed up already. No, you didn't mess up. He said waving his hands up. It was my fault for not realizing how dark it is. He looked and saw a taxidermied black widow on a table next to the door. Thank God Auntie's not here to see that. Or your mother. The fox said, a little nervous. Because I just saw an anaconda on the door to the kitchen. What will you have? Asked the golem, walking over with a notepad and pen. What do you have? Cake, coffee, fish heads, and snake and spider soup. It said monotone. Anything you require? Both grimaced at the last two, and Dokurin spoke. What kind of cake? Vanilla mixed with chocolate, and cooked on a hot sugar cookie with ice cream of your choice. Well, I'll have that. It wrote it down. And you, sir? Some coffee, extra sugar. It will be a few minutes. It said before turning around as a loud rumble sounded from the basement. I'm telling you, it's cannibals. And we might be next. In case you forgot, you're a demon fox and me and Dokurin have training in magic. Do you really think we can't save ourselves if something happens? Yes, but I once met a cannibal immune to chakra and magic. Think it was a Jason or something anyway. Let's just say one of my older hosts was eaten alive. It shivered. It wasn't fun, Naruto-kun. Dokurin said, pointing to the basement. I kind of feel nervous with the door opened. Same. He whispered. Want us to take our orders to go? Sue, your orders. Spoke the golem while holding their orders as they looked like off, with death heads oozing out of each. Enjoy your meal. Thanks? Dokurin said while a little unnerved at the food. Enjoy your stay at the cannibal cafe. It said, walking away. They blinked at that while feeling a little relaxed that it wasn't a real cannibal house. Just a gimmick. Wow, and you thought it was real. Shut up. The fox grumbled. It can happen, you baka. Dokurin gulped and hesitantly poked the cake while turning green. Dokurin-chan? He asked while sipping his coffee. Naruto-kun. Why did you drink that? What if it was poisoned? It's not. It's just full of sugar. He spoke while taking another sip. It might seem gross, but it probably tastes better than it looks. She looked at the cake before taking a bite. It's good, see? But if it helps, I was starting to get nervous too. Really? But you're the bravest person I know of. You're braver? He shrugged while drinking some more coffee. Not really, she admitted. I just act brave, but you're braver than me. Well, remember that time we got lost? The time we were just kids? Oh, that, she said, remembering the incident. I was actually scared. I just put up a front because I didn't want you to get scared. Flashback, Dokurin. Naruto said while looking around. I can't see the path. Relax, I know where we are. Spoke the girl, trying to take a deep breath, as the two of them were lost in the forest after going too far from her mom's house. We're just a few miles away. Help. I can't find the path. Just stay with me, Naruto. He nodded while they started walking in a direction and looked around nervously while Dokurin's face was red. She was sweating, and looked to be having a hard time keeping a cool expression. Just stay calm, it's just a few miles. She thought while shaking a little. Stay calm, stay calm. Ah. I can't take it. We are lost, and we are going to die. Before she could cry out in tears, she felt something wrap around her hand. Dokurin. I am scared, Naruto said while close to tears. Naruto. I must stay calm. For his sake. I know, but remember, I'm here for you and I will never let you go. Not even if a bear attacks us. Bear? He spoke up in fear, hearing that, which just made Dokurin get even twice as nervous. There is no bear, Naruto. Grr, growled the creature from behind them. They stiffened up and slowly turned around to see a large adult bear a few feet from them. It sniffed the air before standing up to its full height and saw the children. Gra, ah! Screamed Naruto, who ducked behind Dokurin and was said girl too terrified to move and stared at the bear as it moved near them. Gra! It growled before sniffing them and then suddenly turned around and walked away. Gra, I'm alive? Dokurin thought while feeling her bloomers soaking wet. We're alive. Naruto hugged Dokurin tight while crying. Dokurin! Thank you for protecting me from the mean bear. It's alright. And Naruto. She spoke up while blushing from the hug and the sheer fact she wet herself. Why me? And flashback. And that was what actually happened. She blushed red. Oh. He spoke before sipping his coffee. Yikes, that's a different look on it, but it was something. I mean, you hugged her while she pissed herself like a scared mouse. The fox chuckled. Shut it. Like you've never been scared. He put his cup down while Dokurin looked away with a blush. Dokurin-chan, even if that happened, The real important thing is that we're alive. I know, but it's still embarrassing. I mean, you thought I was brave, but I wasn't, she said, eating her cake. And well, I'm just a scaredy cat. That's not true, he replied. If anything, that was me. I hid behind you instead of trying to protect you. You just froze up. It can happen to anyone. And peeing my bloomers. Yes, I kind of did the same thing that time, he admitted, looking away with embarrassment. But it's normal, at least that's what Mom says. Dokurin finished her cake. Well, at least we can laugh about it now, Naruto-kun. Yeah, if you can't laugh a little about yourself, then where's your sense of humor? He smiled while the QB was laughing in his head. Good one, true. She smiled as the golem walked behind her. Bill? Ah. She jumped while falling out of the chair. Oh. Apologies, it said. Bill? Yes, please, Naruto said as Dokurin got up, clutching her chest. Damn golem, she thought as the golem gave them a bill. Let's see. What the? $50? Plus tax. Cash or credit? Cash, spoke Naruto, handing the golem some money he had in his pocket. The golem grabbed it before eating it. Have a good day. Exit is the basement. It then walked away, but not before pulling a lever as the table fell down the stairs as the steps vanished, leaving a long ramp in its wake. Whoa! They cried out before sliding down the ramp. And they then found themselves going into a horror room where a chainsaw killer was cutting up a dead body with said chainsaw before they were sent flying out of a window and landed on the ground. Ow, that hurt. Both of them picked themselves up while Naruto dusted himself off. Well, guess you can't say it wasn't a date to remember, he tried, joking. True, Dokurin giggled. And at least we didn't become the next meal, right? Buh. That was bad. The fox booed at the bad joke. Go back to comedy school. Oh, stuff it. Sorry if it was a little much. I didn't really know what to expect from this town, especially when I barely come here. Don't worry, as long as you are here, I'm fine, she smiled. Especially when you are happy. Naruto smiled at that. Thanks, Dokurin-chan. Anytime, Naruto-kun, she replied with a blush. Wait, is this really the end? An hour hasn't even passed yet. So, anything else? He asked innocently. Oh no! I need to think of something else to keep this going. Maybe head to a beach? This town is landlocked. Maybe there's a lake here? I'm not so sure. Didn't Auntie make sure her home was safe and never mention any bodies of water around? Dokurin gulped. Maybe we could visit an insect house? Think this place might have one? She shrugged before seeing a golem-like spider walking up to them. Do you have a camera, Naruto-kun? Yes, why? He asked before Dokurin jumped on the golem as it walked away. Look! I'm a spider rider. She spoke up before giggling. You better go get her. The fox sighed. You don't want your girlfriend getting lost again. It's not that fast. His sweat dropped following the golem, which was just as slow as the others. And she's not my girlfriend, she's my cousin. Yeah, and she isn't calling you kun, it said before the spider golem started to speed off with Dokurin still on it. And you better catch that spider. Whoa! He jumped and started chasing after it. Since when can golems go that fast? No clue, and hurry up, the fox said as the golem ran faster before crashing into a tree. Dokurin-chan, Naruto said, catching up to her. Are you okay? Yeah, she spoke while getting off and shook her head. But I don't think riding on a golem is a good idea. I agree, he nodded. But you did look happy riding it. She blushed and smiled at that. I guess I did. Thanks, Naruto-kun. Wanna head home? I don't want us to get squashed by a bigger one, he joked, pointing to the golem. No, she yelled before covering her mouth. I mean no, I don't feel like heading back yet. She then looked around before seeing a large tree. Let's climb that tree, like old times, Sasuke. Well, I know how this is gonna end, but I'll humor her, he thought as Dokurin ran over to the tree and climbed it all the way to the top. One tree climbing later. This is nice, right, Naruto-kun? Somewhat, he replied while hanging on to the side of the tree while Dokurin was calmly sitting on a branch. Do you need help? She asked, turning to him. Just like the old days. Nah, this spot is pretty decent actually, she nodded while looking at the forests and towns in the distance. I'm feeling really happy. Such tranquility. The fox yawned. Makes me ready for a long nap. Then take one. Maybe I will. It yawned. But expect snoring, that would put a train to shame. And with that it fell asleep and snored like a loud train out of hell. Naruto cringed while rolling his eyes. Damn it, you fox! Dokurin looked at the scenery while feeling at one with nature, something she hasn't felt since she was a child. I wonder how the others are doing, thought Naruto while thinking back on what they must be doing without him there. I hope it's nothing too bad. Right, with Medusa, first POV. Okay, just stay calm and get this over with. It's just a date, nothing more. I input the number before holding the phone up to my ear. Ring ring ring. Hello? Spirit here. Ugh, I really am regretting this already. Hi Spirit, it's me Medusa. I tried smiling. The line went silent for a few seconds before I heard that fool coughing. Oh hi Medusa. Is something wrong? No, I'm just calling to see if you'd like to say it, don't chicken out now. Go, on a date. Oh come on you idiot, just say some really? You want to go on a date? Yes. I nodded while trying to keep up a strained smile. I figured it'd be a nice way for us to spend some time without being at work. What do you say? What do I say? I say thank you Medusa. He cried out with that I think his joy before calling out. Maka! I'm finally going out with someone. Yeah papa. The least he could do is end the call or cover the end. I thought with a sweat drop. So what time should we meet? Crap, I forgot about the time and place. How about tonight at 7? I said before hearing him cry out with joy as I heard someone telling him to stop kissing her cheeks or something like that. I guess he really is excited about this. Great. We can meet up at Chupacabra's. No. Why not? I'm not going to a whorehouse. I said with a tick mark. It's a club, not a fun house. He said as I assumed he tried not to tell the other person in the room that word. Maybe we try somewhere more fancy. I know a decent one a little bit away from the school. Like? He asked with a cute confused tone. Wait, why did I say cute? Ugh, never mind that part. Maybe the Salem Crucible? It's a small restaurant with a unique feel to it. How so? You will find out when we get there. I said cryptically. And bring a fancy suit. Can do, see ya at 7. He said before saying. Maka. Wish me luck tonight, fine papa. But no flirting with other women. I'm not going to. Not with Medusa. He said while I turned off the phone. Out of all the redheads in this city, and it had to be him. I thought with a sigh. Oh well, might as well go through with this. Besides, he might have a good side to him. I hope. Later, Spirit's POV. Okay, I got my fancy black tux, my lucky yellow bow tie, and my pictures of Maka in my wallet. I'm ready to get this date started. So who exactly are you going out with? Asked Maka while reading a book. Oh, didn't I tell you before? I asked with a smile. Well, it's Medusa, of course. I heard a book landing on the ground as my cute little Maka looked at me in shock. Medusa? As in Nurse Medusa? She asked for clarification. Looks like I kind of got her a little shocked. Yes, the very same. And no, I didn't ask her out, she asked me out Maka. I'm so happy but surprised at the same time. So wait, where exactly are you two going? She asked while shaking her head. The Salem Crucible. It's a restaurant, but I never heard of it myself. I shrugged. But how do I look? Please say great. Please, decent. She replied with a sweat drop. But you might want to lose the yellow. Why? It's spiffy. And helped with. Cami. Oh, why Cami, why? No, stay calm and don't think about that part of your life. Name one person who looks good in yellow. She raised an eyebrow. Marie? Okay, yes, her. But I mean for something fancy like the Salem Crucible. She corrected. Yellow's not an easy color to pull off for everyone. That's true, but what do you suggest? And don't say pink. The last time I tried that your mom laughed at me for a year. Oh no, I just said it, and she's about to laugh. Shit. Maka's cheeks puffed up while she covered her mouth to stifle a chuckle. Damn it. Don't laugh. It's embarrassing. Me and my big mouth. Sorry papa, but it's really funny. That's what I was afraid of. I sighed with my shoulders slumping. Well, what color would work with my suit? Try pin, without anything pink. I clarified quickly. Fine, try something that would make Medusa happy. Like her favorite color or something. Favorite color? Well, her eyes and hair seem yellow, but if yellow won't work, would black? But then that might seem like a little much. Wait. I know. I'll try orange, that's got to work, right? Thanks Maka, you are a lifesaver. She nodded, going back to her book. If this date goes off without a hitch and me and Medusa become an item, Maka might be getting a new stepmom. And maybe she and Naruto and Crona will get along swimmingly. Oh, I can imagine that now. No one's POV, Shala's lair, secret lab. Inside this mess of pots and vials of extracts stood Shala as she had the ingredients on a table, which were a genie's nail, a minotaur's fang, the blood of Chimera, head of Kamasats, the Mayan bat god, and bone of Kaguya, the first chakra user and goddess of the moon. Alright, time to begin. She grinned while grabbing the items and dropping them in the brew as she swirled it around while chanting under her breath. However, a bit of the bone snapped off while she grabbed the bat god head as a shard the size of a human finger rolled off the table and went out of the room undetected. It rolled near a small room where Mifune was currently sharpening one of his blades. It then started to form Kaguya, who sat next to his back. Oh hubby. She smiled while covering his eyes. Guess who? He jumped up and whirled around with his blade poised near her while his eyes widened. Kaguya? How did you get in here? Oh, I just cut the bone with chakra and came here. She smiled. So miss me, hubby? Ugh. He thought, lowering his sword and resuming sharpening it. Hubby? Where's that precious little princess of mine? If you mean Angela, she's playing with Blair right now. He replied while glancing at her. Blair? You mean that magic cat, right? The one with the gender-confused woman? Yes. She nodded before looking at Mifune. So how's the Dragon Slayer? She pointed to said blade in the corner. It's too heavy. Oh, but I thought someone with hundreds of swords would be strong enough to lift it. She pouted. My body might be in decent shape, but it isn't trained to the point to handle something that heavy. Kaguya nodded. I could train you, hubby, your daughter as well. She's not my daughter. Then why does she like you? He sighed and slid his sword back with the others. It's her choice to stand by me, and as long as she's near me, I won't raise a hand to her. It's not in my nature to harm a child. Kaguya nodded while recalling her children, which was short-lived as Angela walked in with a purple cat with a witch's hat on. Mama! Smiled Angela before running over near the woman. Blair, this is my new mama I was telling you about. Huh! The cat said before changing to her human form. Are those horns real? Hello? Kaguya smiled while Angela sat on Mifune's lap. I'm Kaguya Otsutsuki, princess of the Otsutsuki clan and this child's mother. Wow, Mifune, I didn't know you were so quick on Vegas marriages. Teased Blair with a grin. I never saw her before. That's because she's not my wife, but hubby. She pouted. I'm your loving wife. We're not married. He sighed, rubbing his head. You can be Angela's mom since it's fine with her, but that doesn't mean we're married. But hubby, wow, this is good entertainment. Blair thought with a chuckle. Mama, look what I can do, Angela said while making her hat stick its tongue out. Tada, ah, that's adorable. She smiled before tapping her chin. You know, if I'm going to be a good mother, I should help you get a grip on your chakra. And I know something else that'll really fit your outfit. Chakra? Blair thought before the woman did some strange gestures before a puff of smoke appeared as a large scroll with a chameleon on it appeared out of thin air. Did she do magic? This is the chameleon summoning scroll. She smiled. Ooh. Angela looked at it with awe as it was set down, and she got off Mifune's lap and looked at it closely. What does it do? Well, if you apply blood to the scroll and write your name down, then do the hand seals I just did, then you can summon any chameleon from the size of a hand to one the size of an entire country. Kaguya smiled. But they have a cost. They might require something of you. Absolutely not, spoke Mifune, standing up. Why would she need to draw blood? And just what would they require from her? It's just how it works. The blood part brings them to this world since they live in another dimension. And it varies, it's either snacks or human sacrifice. I, however, know that the chameleon clan only gives services if they are given flies, she said seriously. And it's only on my little princess obligation. If she doesn't want to, it's her choice. He crossed his arms and shook his head. She's too young to access her magic, and summoning giant lizards would put her in harm's way. No, it won't. She frowned. Chakra is separate from magic as it's from one's own body, and it can be small as only the bosses are that size. She held up a finger. Besides, the bigger summons can only come from more chakra being put into the summoning, and even if she poured all her chakra into it, it wouldn't even summon one the size of a bus. I don't know. Hubby, if you are still skeptical, I'll show you, she said before making some hand signs as a small rabbit with an eye patch appeared. See, Who needs a good kicking? It asked before looking at Kaguya. Oh great goddess, have you returned finally for the rabbit clan's revival? No, I'm still on the moon. This is my corporeal form. Oh, so why summon me? Just wanting to show my hubby and daughter how summoning works. You remarried? And had a third child? Oh, you are a rabbit at heart. It chuckled before poofing away. Later, O goddess of rabbits. See, Mifune, Angela said with cute eyes. Please let me be like Mama. Yeah, Mifune, let her be like Mama. Teased Blair, adding her own cute eyes. He grumbled before seeing Kaguya also giving him the cute eyes. Why do girls even do this? Fine, but you are responsible for Angela if she gets hurt. Thank you, hubby/Mifune. He groaned and rubbed his nose while Angela opened the scroll and looked around it while confused on the odd signs. What are these? Oh, this is Japanese. Oh, and look, the last one is dead, she said, pointing to a name with a black text on it. That means you don't have competition or anything that might hurt my little princess. Huh, it's not important right now. So you just need to draw blood, she said while looking at Angela. Are you afraid of sharp objects by chance? Well, Mifune's swords are sharp, but they look cool. Does that count? Yes. Yes, they do, she said before looking at Blair. Can you change back and scratch her? I won't get mad if you do, and if I did it without your permission? She opened her third eye and looked like a demon. I would make sure your soul is extinguished before you meow. She nodded in fear and became a cat again before bringing out a claw and carefully scratched Angela's finger. Ow, Angela said with slight pain before seeing the blood. Now try to copy the way I moved my hands and then place your palm with the blood on it on the scroll. Okay, Mama, she said while smearing her finger on the paper and wrote her name while putting her palm on it. What next? Next you say Kuchios no Jutsu. Kuchios no Jutsu? She said while doing the signs as a large poof of smoke appeared as a pink and red chameleon the size of Blair right now with orange eyes appeared. Huh! Where am I? It looked around. And why is there a cat here? I hate cats and their hairballs and ticks in there. We get it, deadpanned Blair. Just who the heck are you? I'm Chell, daughter of Kagetoki the chameleon boss and the 48th queen of all chameleons, she said annoyed. And why are you here for ball? The name's Blair Glasseye and you were summoned by her. She pointed to Angela who looked at Chell with starry eyes. Oh wait. Why summon me when another summon was made? She looked at Blair with narrowed eyes. Did you make a contract with her before me? No, I don't believe you, beat cat. Wow. I really did it, cheered Angela, picking the chameleon up while jumping for joy. Oh, could you let me down? Chal asked before seeing her hat. Huh? Are you? Oh God. A human chameleon? Ah, no, that's just her hat, spoke Kaguya with a sigh. For a queen she sure seems scatterbrained. She looked again and sighed. Thank God. Would have given me a heart attack if it was a human chameleon. I did it, Mama. I did it. Yes, you did, my little princess. Kaguya smiled. You made me and hubby really proud, right, hubby? So you're the new summoner? Chal asked. Well, I like you already, but you need to talk to my mom. She's the head of the clan right now. Aren't you a queen? By birthright, yes, but I'm not to succeed until I'm 100 years old, and I'm already 50. Isn't that Blair's age? Angela asked innocently. Hey, I'm not nearly that old, huffed the cat. Then how old are you? I'm 45, so young. For a cat. Chal sighed. But if you excuse me, I need to get home. It's past my curfew. Then she poofed away. That was fun, right, hubby? Asked Kaguya. I might even give you a summoning scroll as well if you want. Maybe after the honeymoon? First off, no thanks. Second of all, there is no honeymoon, she pouted. Why? Don't you like me? Mifune, don't you like Mama? I barely know her. Speaking of which, I need to talk to her in private, he responded. Angela, you and Blair go off and play, okay? She said before looking at Kaguya. I love you, Mama. I love you too, my little princess. She smiled as the two walked out of the room. So, what do you want to talk about, hubby? Back at that temple, I saw a picture on the wall. What was that about? Her expression turned serious. That was a battle for a far distant future. One where someone combines magic and chakra to conquer the world. One side led by a man with the same infliction will lead the resistance against the being of destruction. What else it says I don't know, as I never found out the meaning of the dream before my ascension to divinity. He sighed. Meaning we have no way to actually preventing it, and it's bound to occur, right? Yes, but I saw something that made me most disturbed, she said. The being of destruction will be made when a scorpion, a being with star-like eyes laced in madness, and the dark aspect of fear fuse at the crossroads between the realm of the Shinigami and the desert of no return. She then sighed. But it was so long that it might have changed since the vision occurred 400 years ago. Miphian sighed. That's reassuring, but I wouldn't worry right now, otherwise that'll ruin the honeymoon. It's not a honeymoon. Then why did I mark you as my hubby? She smirked while wrapping her hands around him. Plus this is kind of like one, but without the sex and the whips. Miphian blushed at the sudden image. So want to try? She smiled. I'm really good in bed, you know. He blushed at that while trying to not think about it, and failing. Why me? Elsewhere, a tiger roamed the area as it looked for its next meal. So far it didn't sense anything, but it had a feeling of being watched. Its ears picked up something and turned to see nothing at all. It then walked away before something tackled it, and ripped its throats out with enough force to kill it instantly. The thing growled and tore into the meat while ripping meat around it aside while chewing on some of it. Good, you have come a long way, Azura said in the thing's mind. And now you are halfway to becoming a true god of all. Ha, that's right. The figure grinned while wiping some of the blood off and stood up with some of the sunlight showing Black Star's face to show his eyes glowed a little red and his clothes were tattered with his fingers having sharp claws. The light also showed that his body was more animal-like with some muscles making a bulk of it along with a now large tiger tail from the soul he just ate. I'm a god, not yet. But you have become a demigod, one that in time will consume the soul of a pure human, Azura said with a smirk. Now I suggest finding more souls to eat. I still have powers to give the new god of the world, you know. Trust me, I've got an appetite for more. He grinned with a little drool. He then heard something in the distance. And I think I just found my prey. A small squirrel jumped out and noticed Black Star before darting away, sensing the danger. Hey! Get back here! He yelled before running after it with the speed of a deer mixed with the strength of the tiger he just ate. The squirrel ran faster before running up a tree and didn't stop until he was at the top. It looked around and calmed before getting grabbed by the tail by the dangerous creature and swallowed whole. Tastes like chicken. You said that the last time. Shows they're starting to taste the same. He chuckled before letting out a burp. Don't get beepy. Azura sighed. You had one squirrel. Now if you can kill another tiger or moose then you can say that. Not a chance. But once he's done changing I'll be there for his arrival, and once he does I'll return to power with this brat as my servant. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section how was the story. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.